Uh-oh. The block is hot. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey. Uh-oh. The block is hot. This song sounds like some old fucking, like the Commodores or something, right? Do I need to update this song to something else other than the Commodores? This song sounds like some old fucking, like the Commodores or something, right? Do I need to update this song to Uh, uh, uh.
Oh, are we on the air?
We live on the audio is. Video comes up in 2 minutes.
Just ignore me, Sham. That's just my thing that I always like to say.
Oh, are we on the air? We live
I know you've heard that on Nick Cannon's Wild and Out. They do that little recording. Oh, we on
You
the
know,
air?
I never really. I support Nick Cannon. I fuck with Nick, but I never watched. Wild and Out.
Got you. Yeah, every time before that music starts, it always says, "Oh, are we on the air?" And then the music comes on, and then it starts.
All right, see, that's showing my age. That's how out of touch I am, man.
Yeah, every time before that music
Into a housewife.
Yeah, it's Wall Baby Love, everybody. Welcome
Into
to
a
Ask a Black
Housewife.
Man Anything. Just that music gotta have like deep voice. Welcome in, everybody, as we start tonight's show. Glad to have everyone.
Hey, everybody! Hello, everybody! Welcome, Mr. Hat. My guy, Mr. Top Hat. Somebody got an echo. Feel that echo?
That's Wes.
It's me.
Yes, sir. We in the building.
Yo.
Good night, good everybody. Good. Hello, everybody. I'm gonna get me a camera that's Crenshaw Mafia. That guy mute his mic, Chan.
You got it.
Got it. We are in the building, everybody. Happy Thursday. Since I won't see you Saturday, Merry Christmas. Um, if you celebrate Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, all of that other stuff that Liberty University Day, whatever you do, enjoy your family and your friends around this time. Man, good evening, good gentlemen. How is everybody doing tonight?
You said Liberty Day.
Doing
Yeah,
good.
Liberty University Day or whatever it is. Whatever you do around
Man.
this season, um,
People like, oh, you got to be politically correct. It's happy holidays. I remember I was
listen.
working back in 10 years ago when I was at Sears. It was like, oh, it's happy holiday. We had a staff meeting. Just to be sensitive for everybody since times are changing. Sears has adopted the policy of happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas. I was like, fuck that. It's Merry Christmas over here. Fuck that. Merry Christmas, baby. Chris mad. Chris mad at somebody. He put the phone on. He put it on mute and was like, "Y'all shut the fuck up. Shut up. I'm live."
Man, no, I mean, actually, I don't mind my kids talking, but they have to understand that this is a whole new thing. I mean, I'm a family guy, so it is what it is. What up, Crenshaw Mafia?
Oh
Watch
shit.
this. Watch he say, "What's the deal, yo?"
That's exactly what I said. I was on mute.
What's the deal? And then Shane, he gonna post a video on Instagram with in the gym like he was getting in there shooting. I said, man, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Like he could really make a move in the gym.
Is it public? Okay. See, now I gotta go find it.
Yeah, you gotta find it. I don't know if it's still up. I think it was in his stories.
No, it's on my page. It's
it's on your page.
I'll repost it. It's an old video.
Oh, so man, I mean your jumper might be broke, man.
That's like riding a bike. Once you know how to shoot a ball, you'll never forget.
Facts.
Oh, I think I see it. It's the one with the when you got it look like you're doing a fadeaway.
Nah, it's a minute ago.
Mr. Stewart, what's going on, Mr. Graybeard? Oh, he's muted. Oh boy. Thank you. Jeez.
All right, let's find it. So
Let me let me see.
it's this one, right?
Nah, it's
It's a
not that
while.
one. It's that one right there. The one to the third to the left. That one. That should be it.
Nah, that's not it.
That is the one I was talking about.
Nah, that's not it. That's not the. I have my shirt off.
Oh, well, you won't want to see that one, man. Get that out of here.
Oh, he was naked. He was naked.
I guess
Nah,
it's not.
that's at the ranch. That ain't that one. It's back. It's down some, Shan.
Nah,
He ain't got.
I
Is
don't think
that
I.
Steve?
Yeah, that's Steve.
Steve got good foot. Oh, hack. Well, that's a foul. That's a foul. And one, coach.
Well, hold up, Shay. I'll tell you which one to play. It's not on here, but I'm gonna keep going down. Let's see.
Oh, what's happening here? Oh, oh. It was probably more of the angles. He probably wasn't even doing shit. Nigga got an angle, made it look like he was airborne.
So I gotta ask y'all. He's 6'6" Hooper.
Yeah,
What happened? What happened after high school?
man. I didn't want to. Fresno State had an offer on the table for me, but you know, I was a junior in high school, and UCLA had came to see our starting point guard play.
Uh-huh.
And the coach just talked to me. He said, "I like what you're doing, son. Keep up the good work." So me, a stupid 17-year-old kid, thought that meant like UCLA want me to come play for him. Man, I turned down after my senior year. I turned down so many Division I scholarships waiting on that UCLA phone call, and they never
Wow.
came. So I was so embarrassed. I went out to Dillard University in New Orleans. Hurricane Katrina killed all that.
Oh.
So that's what happened. That's why I lived in New Orleans. Yeah, it's there you go right there, the one in the middle. That's it. This one.
You didn't have no guidance. You didn't grow up with your pops.
Yeah, I just
You
wasn't
ignored your
listening.
pops.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
he
why
didn't.
I don't regret it because it was my own decision. I'm not the dude that blame the coaches or blame. It's like, nah, that was all on me. Like I
Nah,
wanted to.
bro. I'm saying nah, man. Who was guiding you, bro? Who was guiding you? You didn't have no guidance. You was a hard head ass nigga in the street or what?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, who gonna put the pen? Nobody can put a pen on the paper but me. You know what I mean? So
Let my son. You think that's not happening. No, my son is not gonna be like, oh, Dad, I ain't sign. He gonna have to say, Dad, I'm not signing. So all I
that's
want to say is, I'm essentially saying, did you have a father that was assertive in making sure his son was winning?
yeah. But
If you did,
my uncle handled my basketball stuff. My pops told me. My pops said, you know, Kobe Bryant, he has the basketball. Tom Brady has the football. Tiger Woods has the golf ball. My ball is the decimal point. So my dad was like, you know what I mean? This basketball shit is cool, but you got a basketball, I got a decimal point. So that was his way of like, you know what I mean? So my uncle handled most of my like basketball shit. My uncle was trying to send me to China out of high school, and I was just like, hell no, you out of your
okay, so
mind.
you had bad guidance. That's all. I'm just wondering. If somebody got. I don't give a fuck. You wasn't all by yourself. Now, if
No.
if
It was like I wasn't going to China. Fuck no, I'm not going to China. At 18, I don't know. I should have went to China, but it was just like I was hard-headed. I made my own decision. But yeah,
Got it.
that shit was it was dope though. I mean, you know, like I look back now, like I got kids in division playing Division 1 basketball that I trained and coached. So it's just like I don't really like I'm content and I'm happy with how it played out because I played with the pros. I got the respect of all the dudes I came up and played with. So it's not like I saw too many of my peers out chasing dreams, and I was just like, I don't need to be that guy.
He looked kind of
Got it.
smooth with it. Looked like he looked like he could
Yeah,
do a
but he
little
got it by
something.
himself. See, he got all these videos by himself. He ain't got no videos
I
of him
do.
fucking
I got
with the pressure. I need to see some pressure.
there go one right there. That third, there it is. Oh no, that's the travel that stupid ass ref didn't call.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
Oh,
I screamed at the ref.
you aggressive ass nigga.
You number 14?
No, number 4.
No, I'm saying,
He
all right, what's
aggressive.
your number, Shaheed? Oh no, I
4.
see it. I see
Oh,
it.
4.
Yeah, I see it. He took like 5 steps.
Yes, the footage of defense is way up, I think.
All right, Shan, man, let's roll, man. Let's go. This guy's a legend, man. We know it. He a Crenshaw legend. He like Pee Wee Kirkland. He a legend. He a legend. Hey, everybody. Sorry about our little, walk down memory lane. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything. I want to welcome my fellow co-hosts to the greatest show on earth, Ask a Black Man Anything, live Thursday night, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time, 6:15 Pacific, 8:15 if you're Central, in the middle. In the Midwest, is that how they do it? I don't know what they do. I'm not even gonna try.
Mhm.
Anyways, I want to welcome all my welcome everybody that is here tonight at the show. Mr. West, they already know who you are, but give us a small introduction, and then toss it over. Oh, okay. Well, unfortunately, we're gonna skip West because he doesn't want to listen. He's on mute. He doesn't know how to connect his audio. Mr. Hardiman, Mr. Top Hat himself.
Are you good, Wes?
He's not.
Oh, okay.
Shan,
Colin.
You might have to unmute him.
He ain't muted. Ain't nobody muted.
I know, but that's what he's saying. He's pointing at you.
Wes just don't got the right microphone connected. Hit the cogwheel, Wes, and make sure you got the right mic connected.
Oh, see, this is why we got to do what's the name for old people.
What's up,
Wes?
everybody? This is Colin, business owner, entrepreneur. Glad to be here for episode 21. So yeah, let's get into it. I'll pass it to Robert.
Robert Longmire, Bakersfield, California. Happy to be here again, man. Episode 21. Let's get it done. Mr. Shaheed.
What's going on? It's your favorite black cowboy, Shaheed Muhammad. Favorite black educator, favorite black all that on stage with your favorite black men. I'm ready to get it started. Let's see if Wes, you back?
Well, that's Wes Stewart out of Los Angeles,
He
filmmaker,
back. I just heard him laughing.
artistic IQ on all social media. He can't connect his audio. I don't know what's going on. We tell him to fix this before we come, but we got to do troubleshooting for the old people. Anyways, Mr. Producer, it's on you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. I'm pulling up an article. Good evening, everybody. It's your boy Shan, coming from Los Angeles, California. 49 years old. That's what I am. I am 49 years old. I've been around the world, done a lot of things, met a lot of people, been in a lot of situations. And as a result, I got a lot of information. I like to give it out. I don't believe in the gatekeeping thing. So I like to give it out. And historically, I've been giving a lot of young men a lot of great advice on how to become better men. Since I've moved to the YouTube space, I've been giving men and women better ways to become better men and women. I appreciate everybody for being here. If you guys want to know more about me, you can always follow me. Just type my name, Shannon Rawls, in any search engine, any search box. I always pop up. And let's get it going. Chris, it's on you, boss.
Hey everybody, great evening. Do me a favor, just get my books over there. Chris Davis from Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Buffalo, New York. Apparently my kid can't listen to me. Hand me those books, son. Author of two amazing books. The first book, both of them, please, both of them. Thank you. Autobiography right here. The Edge of Greatness. Crazy thing. Shahid alluded to it earlier. Michael Jordan has basketball. Tiger Woods has golf. Oprah has television, and I can walk you to your own personal edge of greatness. So you want to definitely make sure that you grab this book. If you go to the real underscore Chris Davis on Instagram, you'll be able to catch that book. Also, I got some new merch out. I'm going to start showcasing that pretty soon. You want to make sure that you get He Has All My Meat t-shirt. Anyways, the last but not least is my other book, The Ultimate Vetting Guide. If you're dating or know someone that's dating or want to start dating, you want to get that book and you want to get it as many times as you find a quality person because it's a workbook to help you get through the dating space. I hope that can help. And as soon as we get Wes back in the building, we'll let him say hello to everybody. Anyways, I want to welcome everybody here tonight. Welcome Toya Sun. Toya Sun. Is that like Toya Sun? No, I'm just teasing. Big bad bull. I see you. Red lipstick vibes. Welcome back. Welcome. Glad you're here again, Queen, Princess, Javaro, Forbes. How are you? Hopefully, you all are doing well. Um, and if you are any of you guys are Shan's. You're in the army with Shan because he always calling them out. I'll tell him for you. Give him a salute. Throw your ones up. Yeah, I watched that guy.
Being number one isn't easy.
That's right. Being number one is. I'm number one. Two is not a winner, and three nobody remembers. Nelly said it. Anyways, so tonight, um, we're talking about some of the greatest topic that's out there, man, and some of the greatest conversations that are surrounding. And you can actually email us a question if you have one. But I wanted to talk about something that's been burning the presses. Devin is getting divorced. Oh my goodness. And here's the deal. Our hot topic of tonight, I actually thought about switching it, but this is a really good one. Why? Because there are several men that are getting divorced and they're initiating it, number one. And then two, divorces are still happening. And it kind of goes to show that just because you're fine don't mean that you can't get tired. You want to leave your relationship. So, with that being said, it's unfortunate that they are getting divorced. Is that a video that you can play, Shan?
It has a little clip from People magazine. I can play it.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, here. It's only 1 minute. Here we go. I don't know if it has audio.
On Tuesday, after 9 years of marriage, the actors met working on the Meagan Good and Devon Franklin are filing for divorce. People exclusively confirmed the couple split on Tuesday after 9 years of marriage. The actors met working on the 2011 film Jumping the Broom and tied the knot in June of 2012. The former couple shared in a joint statement that no one is at fault for the split, and they are incredibly grateful for the life-changing years they've spent together as husband and wife. 6 months before publicly sharing their decision to divorce, Good and Franklin posted anniversary tributes to mark their 9th year of marriage. Good writing in part, you are the best decision I've ever made. I love you with everything inside me. And as recently as December 2nd, Franklin celebrated his wife by touting her new Amazon Prime Video series on social media. The duo frequently documented their romance for their fans, even writing a best-selling book in which they share details about their courtship values and how saving sex until marriage was the key to success in the relationship at the time.
Is Angel Soft an ideal balance?
So
That's
lot
it.
of people have been speculating why are they getting divorced? If they were able to properly see each other and they were able to properly um, have 9 years, why all of a sudden is he calling it quits? So, fellas, let me ask you guys, because three of us have been married. Two of us are in relationships, and marriage is on the horizon, possibly, right? Why do you guys think that they are getting divorced?
I think I might have a clue, and it's an article I just read right before the show, and it's on Essence, but it's basically uh, a chronological order of their relationship. So there was a couple of things that stood out to me. And I'll start. So of course they met in 2011. Then in 2012 they married. Let's see. 2013 is where they titled it as dealing with church critics. So they went on a tour with their book and things like that, or basically they showed up, with Devon Franklin being a minister at the Seventh Day Adventist Church, I believe.
Yep.
And then Meagan Good showed up at the BT Awards in like a blue dress that was revealing a lot of cleavage. But a couple of things that stuck out to me were, I guess in 2015, or I'm sorry, that same year when she showed up at the BT Awards, she said it was a full-on assault and went on for years. When I got dressed up for Halloween for any event, she told the Daily this year, I never stopped being who I was, but I definitely had the trauma of, I know I'm going out in front of the firing squad. So that's one thing that stood out to me. And then 2015, well, I should have just made bullet points or whatever, but basically it was like three things that stood out in every single year. Was just like she wasn't ready to have kids. She's always been she's always going to be who she was. And then, this year she was planning on having kids. So she said her inspiration was Halle Berry, because Halle Berry had her, first kid at 40. So she was just like, I'm going to be just like Halle Berry and have my kid at 40. So it sounded like she was the common denominator versus Devon. And, we as men, of course, our legacy, if we want to have kids, it's very important that the woman is on the same page with us, that she's, on our, she's on our plan. But just with these like key points in these years, it sounds like Meagan Good was the common denominator. It's just like, I'll always be who I am. I'm not ready to have kids. 40, now I'm ready to have kids. So,
She froze her eggs though.
yeah, she froze her eggs. But also Devon Franklin said this in 2019. He said the couple appears on the Dr. Oz show to talk about the decision to wait on having children, and Good freezing her eggs about 7 years of marriage. After wanting to wait, as the actress had been career-oriented, the couple seemed ready to try and expand. So Devon Franklin said this. He said, we've had this dialogue about having kids, and I've wanted kids, and she wasn't ready, and then there were times we were talking about it. So that's what he told Dr. Oz. So this was in 2019, so it's just like he's been wanting to have kids, but it's always been hers. Like, no, I'm career-oriented, so that's a fourth thing. I'm career-oriented. I'm going to be who I am. And then it's just like, I'm not ready to have a kid yet. And then it's just like at 40, now she's ready to have kids. So it's just like, it seemed like it was never about what he wanted. It was always what she wanted. And I think that might have a big, since the fact that he's filing divorce, I think that's a big part of it, because men, we're all about leaving legacy. That's my take.
I don't care how you slice it, man. He's covering for her. That's what we do as men. People talk about the divorce rate. Oh man, 80% of divorces is women running to, is running to the divorce court and divorcing men. And how come you want to work it out now that I'm already checked out and all that other kind of stuff? Is because men do not want to fail at the things that they know that they're supposed to be leaders in. The reason why men don't run to the divorce court as much as women do is because men try to fix the problems. We're problem solvers. And if there's a problem in our relationship, we want to work it out oftentimes. And sometimes we try to work it out too late, and women are already checked out. And women is quick to check out, because oftentimes whenever somebody's talking to somebody whenever somebody is talking to the family about a marital problem, generally it's women running to their mom or their sisters and shit. Men don't be like, oh, dad, come here, let me tell you my problems. That's rarely the case. You see that shit in The Color Purple, where Harpo come and talk to Mr. And Harpo goes and talks to Celie and say, "What I'm gonna do about Sophia?" That ain't real. The niggas don't do that. That's what women do. Women run, and so that's what. But also in The Color Purple, you'll see Sophia's whole family hated Harpo. That's because they all. So the reality is, Devin is probably no. It ain't no probably. Devin is covering for her. By the way, she's partying out here in LA at the District, turned up, faded at the club. She be at the, and I'm when she was there, it's like, why are you here? Oh, okay. Now it all clicks together. It's like, oh, it ain't like she was there with some other guys. She's there with her girls. You know what I'm saying? But she's still turned up at District. It's a club here in LA. She's turned nightclub. Like, what's the first lady doing here at District getting turned up with her girls? That's not even a good look. Oh, she's back to the street. She's doing what she's always wanted to do. And so when it comes out now that, it's no fault, it's nobody's fault. It's okay. We just, that's Devin cover. That's Pastor covering for her. And to be honest with you, it's covering for him too, because don't no man want to look like he made a bad mistake when so many people probably told him he was making a bad mistake 9 years ago. We could talk about, and we can get into this. I'll pass the mic, but if anybody else got something, come back to me, because we could talk about what his deal breakers were. Do you guys know what his deal breakers were 9 years ago in terms of marriage? She broke every one of them. She was every red flag that he didn't want, and he married her anyway. So that's the next question. I got a question for the fellas on that one.
Yeah,
but that's what happened, bro.
I'm from LA, so Meagan Good is pretty familiar, like in the streets of LA. But I think she got bored. You know what I mean? Like if we look back, Meagan Good before meeting him, she was just, I don't want to say just another chick, but she was just another chick. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody really looked at her. Yeah, nobody really looked at Meagan Good as they did now since she got him. She kind of got elevated to her. Her Sierra's prayer was answered, so to speak.
Without the kid.
Yeah, her Sierra's prayer was answered, so to speak, by time.
Hey, Shaheed, man, chill, bro.
After,
chill.
No, I'm being honest, and I think over time, she just realized, like, she wasn't done with what she wanted. Because if you pay attention to just entertainment, the media, and whatnot, she kind of went dark. Life was good. As far as being married and whatnot, but you didn't see her on a lot of TV shows and a lot of movies during that marriage. She kind of went and took that back seat, I guess, and became a wife. But it's interesting, I just got caught up on this show Harlem, with Meagan Good in it, and it was interesting to me. I didn't know nothing about the divorce at all. I told my girl, I'm like, damn, that's interesting. Like, even though she's not revealing too much or whatever, but she got a sex scene in this show. And I was just like, I wonder how her husband feel about her, like, having a sex scene, knowing that he's like this preacher or whatnot. And then sure enough, like the next day, I see they filed for divorce. And I was like, oh, so I think this was already done. Yeah, I think this probably was done like 2 years ago.
Yeah. No. They separated in August. And from the word is in the film industry, in the film streets, from my guy that told me, the word is he called. So first of all, they're living in separate areas right now. I think he's living in Texas, and then she's living in New York. Right? They've kind of been apart since August. And what happened was she called to inform him that she's doing this scene. She called. It wasn't like, babe, what do you think about me doing the scene? And this is just hearsay, And a lot of times, and just let me be clear to the audience that's listening to us. When we talk about celebrities, and I say this every time I talk about celebrities, whenever we discuss celebrities, we're not really giving a fuck about what they got going on. We are juxtaposing what they're doing with our own lives. The reason why we talk about celebrities is because we're really talking through celebrities, so we can assimilate what's happening in that little market, because that's somebody that we can all identify with, right? It's a common denominator. We all know Meagan Good, we all know Devin Franklin, so now we're all thinking about our own marriages, our own relationships and shit like that, right? So when I tell you right now that Meagan called to tell him what she was getting ready to do, not ask and say, I want you to think about when your wife calls and tells you what she's getting ready to do while she's on vacation with her homegirls in Miami, or while she's on that business trip in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Convention Center after party. She's telling you what she. So a lot of times, that's what we do when we talk through celebrities. Now, what I understand is she called and said, "Hey, this is what I'm getting ready to do." I know he had a problem with that, even though he championed the TV show in December, early December. He was like, but he's probably, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Even though he got a whole nother series, he has a first look deal with BET. And he has a show coming out with BET. A lot of it is clean and wholesome. Good programming that puts black people in a good light and the whole nine. And in this scene that she did, like, I guess she didn't, I didn't watch the series. I do have Amazon Prime, but I haven't watched it. Did she eat the ass?
No.
Shahid, like, describe the scene to us, Shahid, because I heard she was eating some ass.
No. I don't know where Shay got that from. No, so look, the show itself, they got some really intense sex scenes in there. And to Meagan Good's credit, she's not exposing any of her body, but it's nonetheless a sex scene with a man. She does kiss. She has several kissing scenes with multiple men or whatnot, but the sex scene itself, she's not showing anything, but it's clear that they're having sex. But it's not like the other sex scenes with other actors in it. But I don't know where the eating ass came from.
I heard she was eating some ass. I heard some ass was getting eaten, and I heard, and see, here's the thing about it also, and let me be clear.
Oh, wait. It is
what?
She didn't do it. It is a scene where the dude wanted her to, but she got her face like in the middle of his leg. Oh, I remember that. It is a scene. It is a scene.
That's wild.
But the dude wanted to. Yeah, you're right.
I get it. Maybe she didn't do it. Maybe the scene says, "Okay, no, I'm not doing this."
Wes wilding out, man.
But look at Wes. Can you imagine? That's burned. That is burned in the history forever. That pastor's wife.
I forgot all about that scene.
Was getting ready to stick her tongue up somebody's ass for all of our enjoyment. I don't give a fuck what you look at. I don't care how you look at it, man. I mean, you look at even fucking Dave Chappelle. He said, "Fuck that dress." Oh, and you already had another scene written out for me? Fuck that. I'm not wearing a dress. Figure something else out. You're not putting that image out of me on the screen, even though I'm portraying a character. Fuck that.
And once you do it in the industry, that's you're open to doing it forever. You're over to the next step. And having dated inside of the industry, like, it's hard for me if a woman tells me, "Hey, I gotta have a kissing scene with this dude," it's just gonna be a peck. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to see this film. But I can't imagine if she got her face down between while dude got his legs spread open.
I forgot all about that scene. That's crazy.
Conversation.
Look at Wes. Look at Wes.
Hey, Wes is ready. Hey, so Shan, what were the deal breakers?
Okay, so and let's be clear about Meagan Good. Because her sister is in the fashion. Her sister, so I know her. I never met Meagan. Actually, I have. I met Meagan, but only at a nightclub, and this is years ago before I was even in fashion. This is back when I was in film. Her sister's in the fashion. Her sister even has fashion shows out here. More before the pandemic, but afterwards, Meagan supports that. And here's the thing: Meagan has no scandals. See, everybody says Megan's for the street. She's a hoe. That she dated 50 Cent. She did. She dated Game. Apparently, she dated Bow Wow. I think she had some ties with Soulja Boy. Whatever. Maybe she has a little history out there, but it's not scandalous. And it's not like she's out there doing hoish shit that people can point something to. They just see oftentimes, and this is the bad rap that our black sisters get. Oftentimes, man, and I hate it because this is what the media does to black people. Meagan is fine and she's desired by many, especially she's 40 years old today. So let's take her back. Mind you, she's been acting since 4. Meagan was in Friday. She was in the she was in the movie Friday. She was one of the little girls at Big Worm's ice cream truck. So Meagan has been doing acting forever. So let's go back 20 years ago. Everybody wanted her. I remember the movie that she did with Tyrese, where she was Tyrese's girl. A lot of her characters are played out like this vixen, this kind of like a sexual like deviant of sorts. And so oftentimes people take those characters on screen and attribute it to the person's real life. But in real life, Meagan, as far as I'm concerned, is squeaky clean. But that's what media does.
Shan,
and so people got to be careful with that shit. Huh?
What were the deal breakers, man?
No, I'm coming to him, but I want to be clear, because even though I'm hard on what she's doing, I want to be clear that we're not looking at her as some hoe. Now, Devin, they've been married, let's go back to when she was 30 years old. Let's go back 10 years, 9 years when they started dating or whatever. Well, first of all, they only got married after 1 month of meeting each other. I guess he wanted some pussy fast. So he was like, yo, we got to get this done.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Wes.
Okay, I before you continue, Shan, I just want to say that I have from good from
source.
Yes, that's not the case. She's not as innocent as I'm talking about pre-marriage. I don't know anything about her.
Well, no. I think I get what Shan is talking about, because I've being from LA, you hear things, you know things. I don't think he's saying she's an angel or nothing like that, but
definitely not an angel. I ain't an angel.
But
you ain't an angel.
Right. I think he's like,
you ain't got no video and shit.
From what I know is like, she's had her dealings with certain men, and that's been that. She ain't, been caught up in nothing crazy, and like,
yeah, I have it on good authority that's not the case.
No, but I think it is, because we don't know about it though. I mean, like, when people know personally, and you know what I mean, I think that's, everybody got some skeletons in their body.
I'll give you that. The general public don't know about it. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, from what I understand, one of his deal breakers was, you can't be an actress. Hold on, I'm gonna go pull him up. One of the things he said before one of the things that Devin, because he's a producer in Hollywood back, especially, he's still producing. He has his company, and he was a producer when I was around, producing my stuff. I was in 2 different studios. I was at Sunset Gower. I think he was at Paramount. But one of the things that I knew, let me go find it. One thing that for sure, he said he would not marry an actress. He said that he would not marry an actress. The other thing that he said was, she doesn't need to work. I got it covered. You can do what you want to do, but working is not necessary. Now, mind you, you're taking somebody who's been acting since she was 4 years old, and you meet her when she's roughly 30 years old, 31.
Right before she was, but right before she was really about to get her a break.
Right before she was getting ready to blow. And so now you got, and then there's 2 other ones. They escape my mind. I'll find them and I'll come back to them. But 2 things for sure. I don't want my wife working. I'm Pastor Devin Franklin of a film production company. I can cover everything. And I don't want him. I'm not marrying an act. This is before he even hooked up with Meagan. He met Meagan on that film set. From what I understand, 1 month later, they was tying the knot. So he went against his own red flags. He ran into her. He probably was struck by her beauty, like men often are. She was probably very alluring and charming, and men fell into that. She was bad as hell. He's probably horny. And he said, okay, well, you know what? These 2 things that I don't want, I'm going to overlook. And now when we talk about what Wes just mentioned about her whole facts, did he check? Did he do it? Did he order a whole fax? and check to make sure it's squeaky clean enough for him and the image that he wanted to portray as being an ordained minister? Or did he overlook that? He couldn't have overlooked the word on the street. I know that. Devin is a regular
Does he
dude.
have his ear to the street? Does he have people that he?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yes, he does. Yeah, it is. This dude ain't isolated like some old square ass nigga that's isolated. When he's around, people talk holler at Devin.
If
Like,
it
bro, I just want.
if it got to me, he for sure know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Shaheed more boots on the ground, and if Devin ain't hearing it, then maybe he ain't. But I don't know.
But
So I've
I'm
been
not in
corrected.
that. I'm not in that industry though. I'm just in the
No,
street.
Devin, he heard it. He heard it. But you know what? Look at the title of our show, Into a Housewife. Some of us believe that we can convert that into a housewife and not necessarily a hoe. That's why we didn't put that on the image. It's, can you convert somebody that is everything that you don't want into what you want? Yes, the cliche goes, can you turn a hoe into a housewife? But can you turn an actress? Can you turn somebody who's hard headed? I just went live on a Soldier Story just a moment ago talking about Carrie and Kiara and who would I pick, right? And the reality is, can you turn somebody into a housewife based on what they've already displayed in their lives, and their frontal lobe is already developed and rock solid. It's formed at age 25. It's pretty much solidified at age 30. She's who she was going to be. And so that's why I say when they talk about, oh, man, our marriage is nobody's fault. We're forever together. They don't have nothing to tie them together after there's no children. There ain't gonna be no property. He wants children. I know he wants a legacy. Every man wants a legacy. He found a beautiful woman and she froze her eggs. That right there would have been like, why don't we just have a baby? So, because you want to do what? You know why? Because what Shaheed just said. Her career was getting ready to take off, and now she has she has deals with Amazon Prime. And from what I understand, she got other shit lined up. These are things that she was probably eating her alive every year in and year out. I can do this, but I can't because I'm married. I could do this. I can't because I'm with him, and I told him I wouldn't. I can do this, and I could just imagine if I was a fly on the wall, the arguments that are happening. Well, why are you doing that? We have my production company. This is my program, babe. Why do you need to go be Meagan Good Productions when we have Devin Franklin Productions? Why don't you just support what I got going on? And oftentimes when you have some women that's already established, and this is why it's tough to work with some women who cares about their career more than family, it's, well, why? I want to do what I want to do. Well, maybe what you're doing is in conflict. Why do we need two production companies? Maybe what you're doing is in conflict with what I'm doing. You can look at Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. They have Overbrook, but Overbrook is something that Will started, and Jada kind of came in line with that. So as a result, later on, and now I'm seeing her. She's over at District, turned up. It's almost like some people are saying, "Oh yeah, girl, I'm good. Now you can be free and be who you are." But is that who women really want to be? Is the gynocracy, is the sisterhood so strong that it's driving women to be away to because I mean, come on, let's look at it reality here. Unless Devin is a drunk or is abusive or something that we don't know about, he's an ideal. He's what women ask for, physically, economically, spiritually. I mean, he's a pastor, for Christ's sake. What else does it get much better than Devin? Let's just keep it 100. Does it get much better than Devin? You drive that kind of guy to the point where he wants to go to divorce court? What's happening that he would want to divorce you, a man like that? That's wild to me. But maybe the powers that be that drive the decisions for women is so strong that that's the case, and there's no domestic harmony. And so a lot of guys is looking at it like, damn, man, if you got Pastor Franklin wanting to get rid of his wife, I don't have a prayer.
Yeah, but again, well, not again, but I just think it's really simple. He chose wrong. He chose wrong. He didn't choose what he could handle. He bit off more than he could chew. He wasn't prepared for who she really was, and perhaps she didn't present who she really was. Perhaps she did, and he ignored it. or embraced it, or thought that he would love it, thought that it would be controversial. So and it was, and it made for good headlines, and it made for. I would argue that that his career has skyrocketed because of the controversy of him being with someone like her, and the amount of people, regular people, that he was able to resonate with, because he would actually marry a down to earth, regular uh, woman. And when I say regular, yes, she's an actress and in Hollywood, but I mean regular from the standpoint of not traditionally the Christian in the church woman that you would expect a young pastor to marry. So I think she did. I think they both. You know. They both kind of got something out of this thing, and I suspect that the reason that he's divorcing at 9 years is because one more year, everything would be, she would have her hands in the cookie jar.
Here in California, 10 years is for life. 9 years is only 4.5 years of alimony, but 10 years is for life.
Yeah. So he
For
probably did
life.
the math and sat down with. Matter of fact, I was in a room on Clubhouse with the brother. I won't say his name. Popular brother, music producer, and he said that when he made the 9 year mark, his lawyer set him down and asked him how was the marriage. They just laid it all out and said, "What do you want to do? Are you sure you want to keep moving forward? Because now is the time." And they didn't bring that up because there was some turmoil or whatever that they were aware of, but it was just lawyers being great lawyers saying, "Hey, Shan, let me get you in here, sit you down for a minute. How's everything at home? Here's what you're up against. Here's what the possibilities are if you move forward another year and then divorced. Are you happy? All of those things." So yeah. So anyway, that's where I'm at with it. That's what, I think he chose bad. I think they both won because of it, because of their relationship, and I
Wait, they
think he
both
made a.
won? What do you mean they both won?
I think her celebrity rose because she was attached to him, because she could land someone like him. Otherwise, she would have stayed uh, a B, C, or D listed actor the rest of her life. And I think he won. I think his the people, the amount of people that began to follow him and his ministry and the whole nine excelled because he reached down, so to speak, and grabbed someone who wasn't traditional, and it made for great headlines. It made him really popular in black pop culture, as opposed to just the black Christian community. So yeah, so they both won.
I don't think he won. I think he took a L. Because that's 9 years of his life, man. You don't, that's not to, okay. To me, any divorce is an L. That's why I hate divorce. I like marriage and I hate divorce. And so I think it's an L for, especially for him, because I mean, like, you got your wife freezing eggs, and you got, and the eggs, you know
Listen,
listen, I get what you're saying. You're saying, okay, because we would have never known Devon Franklin if he didn't get with Meagan Good. He suddenly became a name outside of that. But he don't give a fuck about celebrityism in that regard to
I
begin
don't
with.
know.
I don't see
He
it.
sold books. Here's what I'm saying. He might
They
he might have
sold
took an
books.
L.
They sold books.
You said
Did he
what?
sell? Was he an author prior to her? I don't know. See, I don't know
He
all
might,
the details. I'm just saying I know
right.
they sold books,
Right, but
but I don't
let's
know if
let's
he
assume
sold books.
that he was an author prior to her. The reality of
Mhm.
it is that after this, he will definitely sell books,
Yeah.
and he might have took an L in the eyes of some men from a respect standpoint, but in the eyes of the general public, especially because he's the one that filed for divorce, he's going to look like the guy who gave the woman who everyone said he shouldn't be with. He gave her a chance. It didn't work out. He filed for divorce. he tried it. Like there's this whole puppy dog story that he'll have about the reality about how just the whole. I brought this puppy home and I took it into the house and yeah, shit all over the house, but I tried to love it and it didn't work out, and so so his stock with the women is gonna rise. His stock with the Christian community is gonna rise because he was like Christ. He hung out with the whores and the whatever. You know what I'm saying? Not calling her that, uh, but but yeah, I mean, in every facet, he's winning. He's winning, and he gets to get out of this while he's fairly young and get and get the pick of the litter when it comes to women.
Yeah,
Did
I
he
hear what
cashed out when he? This is if Jordan had left in his prime.
I hear what you're saying, man. I just when it just it's hard for me to attribute divorce with winning. It's just hard for me to attribute that, man. Even though a lot of us that get divorced end up winning. I just the ultimate goal is to not be divorced, and so it's hard for me to say, oh man, you know what, you came out on you can't I'll say he's not losing. To say he's winning or West, that's just hard for me to swallow, because ultimately we have another. He has to add to the divorce statistic of our community, and now he has to go back to the drawing board.
With a
You
bigger
know,
bag.
maybe he was doing all right before then. I'm saying, I don't know if he was an author before. If he was probably doing well. But I get what you're saying. He sold more books with her. I got you.
I think he
I
only had
got
one book before
I got you.
before then.
Oh, one book, yeah,
I think it's
and
only
then
one.
probably nobody bought that motherfucker, but they certainly bought their book. And I know that his movie deals ain't come as a result of being married to her. He was already rocking and rolling with that. He was doing well before that.
Right,
Now,
but
go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, so I know his movie deals. I know his first look deal with BET, but that would have came with or without her. In fact, I'm suffice to say, maybe that she could have been a hindrance.
But check this out. You and I both, we do know the value of of your brand and of your potential viewership and the followers that he's had, and he's clearly gained more followers. I'm
Yeah,
sure it's out
yeah, of
there.
course. I would have
So
never known about him.
so
Nobody would have
that
known about
makes
this
him
dude without Megan.
so that makes him more valuable to a company like BET uh, in doing a deal because of his followers versus if he was just, how many dope producers there are with no following that are far doper than he is, that will never that have relationships
Yeah,
at
me.
BET but would never get the opportunity because they don't have his celebrity.
Wes, it sounds like you're talking about yourself.
No, I'm just
Sounds
saying,
like you
no,
tooting your own horn. I'm gonna just jump in there real
not
fast.
at all.
Sounds like dope
But
producer.
I
I
hear
mean,
you.
my,
I hear
my
you,
brother,
Wes.
listen, my brother's a dope producer. He's executive produced 4 movies already. No, I'm just playing. No, so my thought is, along where Shane is, I hate that you got another black couple that's divorcing, specifically a black pastor, specifically a Christian black pastor. So that's another stain, especially since we just recently talked about "Till Death Do You Part." Um, Somebody said in the comments the Christian community knew about him. I didn't. Knew nothing about him. I'm a Christian. I knew nothing about him. I didn't know, and I didn't understand the whole. Oh, I waited until I got married. Well, that's a whole. We're not even gonna get into all of that because that's a whole nother can of paint that
Oh
we don't need to talk
yeah, I forgot about that
about.
part. They did. Okay, so if they waited till they got married, then the whole dating for a month wasn't. So they probably dated for a year. I don't know. It doesn't matter whether it was one day or 1 or 2 years. It don't matter. So
Here's
so I
here's
forgot. I forgot that there was some abstinence that was required during their dating process. Okay, cool.
and so here's what else really bothers me in reference to well, now knowing deal breakers, right? But in reference to the dating and what they did and how he, if and I'm saying alleged because I don't know it from my own personal firsthand knowledge. If he said that she can't work, and that's why part of the reason why I have the book, right? The Ultimate Vetting Guide. You know who I am before you meet me. And if you pick me and you meet me as an actress or as a lawyer or as a basketball player, if you meet me there, don't tell me that I can't play ball or I can't be an attorney or I can't be an actress anymore. That's who you met me as. Don't
Right.
change that. Don't take that away from me. I worked hard for that. And it's like telling somebody who's a writer, you can be with me, but I don't want you to do that anymore. Like there's certain things that a person can change, but the things that they do to create a life for themselves, you literally suffocate that person. It's like saying, "Oh, you make jewelry, but I don't want you to make jewelry anymore." You're suffocating the person. Now the person is dying, and now the marriage is suffering because you're unsufferable. That's point number one I want to make. And I'm not saying he is, but when a person does that, that person is insufferable. The second point I want to make is this, and I thought about this several times. I've been on a couple of different clubhouse panels, and for those that don't know, Ask a Black Man Anything started in, I want to tell you, January of this year. So we're coming up on a year where we had started Ask a Black Man Anything under one particular brand, rebranded, and now we're doing it under this brand. One of the things that I brought up, or that I've been thinking about, is that there's nobody that I know of or that I've heard that's in the Christian community that is doing what the Bible suggests. Ye who are spiritual, if you are spiritual, restore such a one. Somebody should be talking to both of them and saying if there's no real problem in the marriage, then you guys should be able to fix it and stay together. Like if she's not giving you any, if she's not cheating on you, if she's not beating on you, and he's not doing anything abusive, neglectful, hurtful, and it's just I'm bored or I'm tired, or she not doing what I wanted to do, or she not listening, then that's what counseling is for. There are people that should be able to talk to them and be like, "What are y'all doing? Y'all mad at each other? You know how many times I've argued with my ex wife? Listen, we used to be like this. This is her. This is me, face to face, arguing, and we stayed married for 15 years. There has to be someone to sit down and like you got to have a guy, right? Like I know who my guy is. Um, I know who my person is. When I'm messing up, I can call this one particular guy. I actually have two. A mentor that raises my level of understanding, right? Somebody pulling me up, and then somebody at my same level. And you gotta have that. If you don't have that, something is wrong. Like you can't be a leader and not have someone that's leading you. I'm a firm believer of that. You cannot be a leader and not have someone that's leading you. I've had a mentor in my life since 2005. So for 16 years, I've had exactly, Princessa, wise counsel. And I'll give you an example. And I don't know if y'all found it sounds like I'm shouting, but to me, it does. I was designing my board game back in 2011, and I wanted to quit. So I called my mentor and I told him, "Oh, it's hard, it's tough, it's this, it's that." And my mentor loves me so much that he got on the phone. While he was on the phone, here's what he said. He said, "Well, let me ask you a question. You ever chopped down a forest before?" And I said, "No." He said, "Well, what you're doing is you're the only one on the path, and you're blazing the trail. So you're going to be the first person to get all of the bumps, the bruises, the scars, because you're the one that's getting the thick and the thistle first because you're blazing the trail. And if I wouldn't have had that in my life, I would have quit and I would have never produced the game." So I say that to say this, there has to be someone that calls you up and calls you on your shit and makes you a better man. Every man needs that. That's that. Because I think if we go any further on it, we're gonna speculate. We're gonna this. I don't think that she was for the streets. Let your wife be a woman. Let her be the actress. Let her earn. And hell, we all We talking about building together, building an empire. Huh? Why would I not want my woman to build an empire with me? Like, that's, you know what? I'm not going to talk about that because that's some narcissistic stuff that I'm just going to leave alone.
I
But
So,
Chris,
think,
check this out.
yeah.
In 2019, Devin and Megan did an interview. In February 2019, Devin and Megan did an interview with Nicole, XO Nicole, right?
uh-huh.
And in that interview, they was and Devin had quote said, "What Megan and I want people to do is to not give up on love." And they wrote their book in 2015 and whatnot. But to have the pastor file for divorce just 2 years later, almost three, uh, and then the reason that they filed divorce was irreconcilable differences, right? The number one reason in America, irreconcilable differences. And then they go out and make the statement, nobody's at fault. And they take the little picture of them sitting looking at the sunset and all that bullshit and put it on their Instagram. Part of me is telling me he's covering for her. And so when I think about it, like one of my first movies, if not the first movie I ever wrote, directed and produced, was called Matthew 26:17. It was the Sermon on the Mount. And it was the Sermon on the Mount that kind of like rewrote the scripture for the New Testament to say that the Old Testament, some of that shit is old, and I'm rewriting some new stuff. And Jesus came and said, this is the new law. But one thing that he didn't say, he said before, there's a whole lot of reasons you can divorce a woman. You can divorce a woman because she ate pork. You can divorce a woman because you got tired of her, all this other shit. But then Jesus came and said, look, now in the New Testament, you can't divorce a woman for these reasons, man. Y'all got to stick it out. But if she's an adulterous woman, that's the one that's you good. If she's out there cheating on you, you good. That's what Jesus said in Matthew, right? So it's like basically there should be no reason why anybody get a divorce other than somebody stepping outside their marriage, or in particular, he said women stepping outside their marriage, right? That's what it was said in Matthew. Now, here's the thing: if we got the pastor filing for divorce, and they're not telling us the reason, they're saying irreconcilable differences, and he's talking about love should stick it out with the interview he did just 3 years prior. They wrote a book and all this other kind of stuff. While you say, yeah, man, it should be somebody in their life to say he should have a bishop. Who's his bishop?
Yep.
To say, hey, man, what's going on with you two? Now, God damn it, what's going on? And I'm seeing her. She's at the club the other week. And I'm like, and it's like, oh, what's going on? Somebody who's talking to these people. Maybe there is somebody talking to them, and we just don't know that. One of the reasons why a pastor would even go, it's not like she said, I don't want to be in this, and the pastor's trying to work it out. Look, there should be no reason. We can work it out. We can go to counseling. He's saying, no. Let me do this paperwork. Let me do where I file. Okay, here, petitioner. I'm the petitioner here. File that. And with her history that Wes even mentions, and with the Bible, maybe they did have that, and it's like, oh no, this is egregious. This is ungodly. Ain't no counseling that's gonna make me stay with that. Just want to put that out there. For all we know, while she's turned up, I'm telling you, she's turned up at district. Who she go home with that night, or a week ago, or a month ago, that Devin got back word on. I'm not speculating. There's no conspiracy theories here. I'm just saying we got a pastor that filed for divorce. Who, if anybody knows that people need counseling, it's the pastor, and the pastor still did it. Some reasons that but you know what? I ain't gonna disparage her. I don't want her to have a bad career. I don't want people hating on her. This ain't gonna be no red table talk. I don't want to Jada Pinkett her. I don't want to Jada Pinkett her. I don't want to turn her into that. I don't want her to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make it seem like we all good, and let's take a picture, babe. And we all good. I hate your motherfucking guts because of what you did with, but I'm just letting you know, I ain't gonna put it out there. Your secret is safe with me. You got to take that into consideration too.
Let me kind of pivot here because I think it leans to as we shift out of this particular segment and go into our questions. If you have a question that you want answered live, make sure you message us here or email us at questions@aabma.live, and we'll jump in and we'll answer those questions. We got a question from Brenda from New Orleans, and the question is, do you immediately let a person know that we don't align, like if you're in the dating process, right? Do you immediately let a person know, and I'm reading it, that we don't align on this subject, so we can't go any further? And I think, I'm going to tie the two together, but I'll send, I'll type it. I'm sorry. I should have sent it to you, Shan. I'm sorry. But
No, I got the same email.
okay. So the thing is, I'll tie the two together. If you're in the dating process, like they were, and you're asking the questions and you're seeing how you guys match up, or if it's the first 30 days, you have no idea if you guys align or not. Because you won't you I don't think you should tell them in the first time they do something that you don't like. You shouldn't be like, "Oh, I'm just going to kick them." It should be more of, I'm going to watch to see if their behaviors are the type of behaviors that line up with what they say, or can I support them in some way, shape, or form. So do you immediately let a person know? And that's the question I want to pose to you guys. Well, that's the question that's posed to us, fellas. Do you immediately let a person know that we don't align on whatever subject it is in a relationship, and then just cut them off? So Rob, you the lover man. I'm gonna toss it to you first. If you and a young lady don't align, Brenda wants to know: do you immediately tell her she's out of there, or do you tell her, what do you do?
I'll go first. For me, I don't tell anybody if
Rob's on mute.
Yeah, there we go. My bad.
uh,
Go ahead,
you
Heath. I'll go after
yeah,
you.
go ahead, Rob.
He yielded to you, Shahi. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I don't necessarily tell anyone if we align or not. I just let them know who I am, how I operate, what my expectations are, what my deal breakers are, and if you want to proceed after that, that's on you. Like, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I have ceilings for everybody. You can be a woman that I just go on dates with, spend some time with, hang out, go to movies and whatnot, and that be that. While I'm still entertaining and dating other people, they also know that as well. So, because I believe that over time things can start to align. You know what I mean? Because people grow, people mature, and they eliminate things and people from their lives that make them better people. So I don't cut anybody off. Um, you know what I mean? I just deal with you in the capacity that I can succeed with you in, and go from there.
Along those same lines, like, to me, you have to first evaluate why it is that is, your deal breaker, so to speak. Why you guys don't align. But for me, it's more the loving thing to do is, if you don't align, not to waste that person's time, allowing them to continue believing that they have a shot. Now, if you let them know which lane they in, like Shahid was suggesting, hey, we might not be moving towards marriage, but we can have a good time together. We can hang out and enjoy each other's company. That's one thing. They know where their lane is. They can still attempt to get inside the other way, but you've already correctly assigned them to where they needed to be. But if you're allowing them to still believe that they have a shot at marriage, even though they don't, they may grow into that shot. But if you're allowing them in that moment to believe they have a shot and they don't, you're just wasting your time and wasting their time, and everybody's wasting energy that could be used on someone else.
So, Chris, the lady that sent that email, Brenda, did you see her signature? Her signature was long, man. She had all her shit all written up in her signature. So I'm gonna assume that she's an older lady, right?
She is an older lady.
She had all her accomplishments and shit all up in her, just all them thick ass signatures that some people like to put on their emails, and so okay. So here's the thing that's important. when she's asking about somebody's behavior, I don't know what she was really asking. I think she was basically saying, should she tell black men, do black men want to hear no? I mean, do black men want to hear what they're doing and that she shouldn't rock with that? And if she shouldn't rock with that, if she don't rock with that, she's out. See, a lot of people think they got a lot more time than they actually do, and they think they have a lot more opportunities than they actually have. And that's one of the issues that people are having. And then they wake up one day and they're like, yo, nobody's in my DMs. Nobody's swiping right on my dating apps. Nobody's checking for me at the gas station or at the grocery store. When I went to the party with my girls at her all white birthday, 45th birthday party, none of the men bought me a drink. But then they still increase their stand. It's weird. It seems that it only happens in the black community. Like the older you get, the more your fucking requirements are.
The more you double down.
Yeah, it's like you getting more strict and strict on your requirements. And so the thing is, there's two things. One, I want to mention is people need to understand the difference between standards and preferences. Standards generally don't change, and you kind of set those like when you're young. Preferences go up and down, but a lot of women are making decisions on the men that they choose based on their preferences. And they're passing up somebody that would otherwise be great for them because at the time that they met him, he didn't have or didn't do or didn't say something that was preferable to her at the time, not realizing that one day she's going to change herself. He's going to change himself. People are constantly evolving. People are changing at all times. Who you were when you were 25, you will not be when you're 35. Your standards may be the same, but your preferences may not. I did not wear beards until I became 46 years old. I had a smooth face and a goatee. This shit was itching. Now I love it. I didn't even like them. I hated when it grew in. People change. And so while you may want a man with a beard, or you may want to, or hate a man that has a beard, or hate the fact that his behavior, because she was talking about behaviors in her email, maybe you hate somebody's behavior on being like super like fly about his beard. He may not even fucking have a beard in 5 years because his preferences change. Or maybe you're going to learn to love that over some time. You never really know. So while I think it's important that everybody communicates to the people that they're dating, communicate to the person what they like. I don't like it when you wear socks to bed. I don't like it when you when you brush your teeth for 5 minutes. I think 2 minutes is enough. You know, I don't like the fact that you eat the fast food in the car after you get through the drive-through. Why don't we wait till we get home? But you always want to dig and start eating the fries. I know I've talked to. Do you know I talked to somebody they came to me. It was a couple that came to me. It was a couple that came to me, man. It was a couple that came to me to ask me for some advice to help them on their relationship. And the guy, when they got their food, he would dig into the fries. She wanted to wait for the food. She wanted to get the drive-through food and get all the way home so she can present the food on a plate. You know, she didn't cook, so she was just like, I want to present my man the food on the plate, but his ass wanted to eat the moment we pulled out of the drive-through. And so I'll be like, that would irritate her. That pissed her off to the point where they would get into flat out arguments. He's hungry and he wants to eat some fries now. Damn, what are you tripping on? And she's like, no, why don't we wait? And so that was the issue. But you know what? 3 years from now, neither one of them will give a fuck about that. My advice to them will stay out of the drive-through. Don't eat from a restaurant that has a drive-through. Let's get to the health side, right? So I kind of went there with it. But the point is, preferences change. So Brenda, I don't know if you watch it. Because we haven't gotten to the thing about letting people know if their questions are going to be presented on the show. But Brenda, I don't know if you're watching, but reality is, yes, you should explain to people that their behavior may be something that you don't necessarily rock with. Maybe they smoke. Maybe they sit in the driveway for 15 minutes after they come home and don't come straight into the house. You know, some people have a problem with that. You come home and you sit in the driveway for 30 minutes. What are you doing out there? But some people, that's a sanctuary for them after a long day of work. They just want to sit in the driveway and kick the seat back and listen to music or go through their social media in the car so they don't have to do it in the house. Maybe you don't like his behaviors now, but you might not trip on that later on. And if you're older, Brenda, I suspect that you are. You don't want to keep dying on these hills that's going to keep you single and potentially losing somebody who could be great for you because you don't have these you don't have all these chances that I think you have. Nobody does when you get older. All right, that's me.
Colin, what you got?
What's the question again?
Should you tell someone that you don't align with their behavior early on in the courting phase?
I mean, the courting phase is extremely important because that's where you establish all the boundaries. So, yes, I believe you should. So when you get to the point of marriage, there's no surprises. It's just like, where did this come from? Or, we're not seeing eye to eye. It's like all that's established during the courting phase. If you're all in alignment, then usually that's when the relationship progresses into marriage. So most definitely. And a lot of people skip the courting phase and yeah, it's just like they'll rush into marriage. And once that honeymoon runs, once it wears off, then it could be some things that just some non-negotiables that are crossing other boundaries and things like that. But it's just like if that wasn't established in the beginning, then it just ultimately deteriorates the marriage. So yes, you should.
So you should tell them that you don't align and immediately cut them off?
No, I ain't say cut them off. I just said let.
Yeah, so that's part of the question. Do you think you
Yeah,
should cut them
You
off?
didn't say
yeah, she
that.
wanted to know.
I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't type it all right because we both got the emails, but Chris, like, he manages them. So she wanted to know, should she cut the man off based on his behavior because she doesn't rock with it today?
correct.
That
Oh,
does kind of depend on the behavior as well, though. Too, like there's certain behaviors that's like, nah, that's got to be
right.
cut.
I don't
But
think you should cut them off. Like you should give them opportunity to. I mean,
Opportunity to what?
because no, to whether adjusted or so. So are we talking about somebody who you're courting somebody, you're dating, and then
She
something
did.
that you don't align with sticks out one day while you're in the courting phase, and then it's just like, oh, that's one of my non-negotiables. I'm out.
All
Is that
right,
what the
roll
scenario
with
is?
that. She didn't tell us all of that, so roll with that.
Okay, I mean, hmm. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't necessarily just write them off. I would just, let them know that, hey, like, this is something that I don't necessarily agree with. I don't align with this. And if it's just like, oh, I've always been that way, this is what I do, take it or leave it, then it's just like, all right, well, I'm glad we can come to this, agreement. I like to keep things very simple, but of course, it's one of those things where it's just like if you don't know, you don't know. You don't know until it presents itself. So it's like once it presents itself, given a chance to at least like voice it versus just I'm out, and then the other person just wondering what happened, why like we was doing so well, what. So I think that's more of like a passive aggressive way of approaching it. If you just like write them off once that's shown versus being communicative and just saying, hey, this is something I don't align with, and then giving it a chance to adjust or see what the response is.
I agree.
I don't know
I
because I
agree.
kind of I kind of think
Oh,
it
go ahead.
depends
Go
on
ahead,
what
Rob.
the offense is. I kind of depends thinks that I kind of believe it depends on what the thing is, what the offense is, because there's certain things where you can ask somebody to change their behavior, and if it's not one of their core behaviors, they can change it, they can work on it. But if it's the core of who they are, and you're asking them to change that, they're gonna be able to front that for a little while, and you're gonna start to believe it and get a little deeper into the relationship and find out that this person ain't who he tried to be, or he cannot become who you were asking him to be. You know what I
And
mean?
Robert, when does that? And Shannon, because I know Shannon's very vocal in this. So when does that typically wear off? That facade,
That
that.
it can
As
vary
soon
for
as they lock you in.
individuals. It can vary for individuals. So some people can play that for a long time, but
Oh yeah. Some
other people
motherfuckers
it don't
they'll
last
do it
that
all
long.
the way till they get the ring, baby. And
Hmm.
once they get the ring,
I heard that sweet number was like the 4 to 6 month range, and it's like you start seeing
shit. Nah,
people for
Start to
what
these
see
they
days
are.
you got some people they'll fake the funk until the baby come or the ring come, whichever come first, and then they'll just they get rid of that fucking representative and
You'll
just
have
let you
all
know who
these
they are.
promises, and never
But
get
here,
fulfilled.
listen, Luke Skywalker. Let me ask you this: So
That was
I,
not the Luke answer, but go ahead, bro. Go
no,
ahead.
I know. I'm just saying, but I know who I'm talking to. So I just want. So because you said that it matters. It depends on what they did. So there was a girl that I liked a lot. Right. I no longer speak with her. Right. I liked her a lot. One of the issues that was pissing me the f off was that whenever she didn't get her way or whenever she was mad about something, she hang up in my face. She hang up in my face on the phone. We be talking. I wish I had my phone here. And if she didn't hear something that she liked, or she didn't like something, or something didn't go right, or whatever, she'd hang up in my face. And I told her, I said, "Listen, don't hang up in my motherfucking face. Don't hang up in my face. If you be quiet, put the phone down and walk away. But don't don't hit end. And next thing I know, you're gone because you mad about something, and it's generally because somebody mad about something that they did. Because I'm rarely wrong, right? So,
Right.
Right. No, that's right. That's
you,
right.
you know, I'm rarely wrong. So when I'm telling somebody, oftentimes when you're telling somebody about themselves, they don't want to hear that shit. Her recourse was to hang up in my face, and then I told her, I said, "This is a bad behavior." So I get what you're saying, Luke. You saying, listen, certain, some people are just, that's just what they are. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad. So some people eat food with a fork and then they scrape the fork when they pull it out their mouth with their teeth. That drives some people crazy. Some people chew gum with their mouth open. That drives other people absolutely crazy. But it's not necessarily a bad behavior. But one bad behavior here is where she was hanging up in my face. She hung up in my face one too many times. I cut her off. Now, here's the thing. I liked her a lot, man. I liked the girl a lot. I liked her in a lot of different areas in a lot of different ways, but that drove me nuts. Are you suggesting that is
Hey,
that a
Shannon.
behavior that I should overlook? Or is that a
Oh,
behavior that I should be like, nah, fuck that,
no,
Shan?
that's
That's a
that's
behavior that's not good for a communication relationship or whatever.
that's rude. Straight
It's
straight up and simple. That's rude.
that is
Hey,
rude.
Shannon.
It is a behavior that's correctable. Like that person can correct it within themselves. But I would have also looked into it and saying, you know what, there's a deeper issue there. Like I'm not going
Hey,
if you're
hey,
disrespecting me.
Rob, you believe in the good in everybody, bro. I feel you
Well,
on
you
that.
also didn't let me finish. You also didn't let me finish, Chris, because I
No,
was
no, no,
also
no, no, no. I'm gonna let you finish. I thought I'm gonna throw that in there.
no, because that is something that if it's not a deeper issue, because Colin was saying, is disrespectful as heck. And if that disrespect is there at that level, if y'all face to face or y'all having a relationship later on, that's something to consider. It's like, man, I saw this red flag when you were hanging up on me. But if that's just something like an actual response that could have been corrected and she could have progressed from there, maybe that's something you could have looked into just a little bit longer. I don't know. I don't know at what point you said, you know what, I can't deal with this anymore. I don't know if it was 50 times or if it was two. So, but at a certain point, you have to say that this isn't just your behavior. This is your character, and your character. I can't change your character.
Agreed. Agreed. So Shan, somebody in the chat said something that I think is very, very true,
Hmm.
and I'm a highlight it in a way, but I'm also going to not highlight it. So one of the things that I've talked about one of my best friend in relationship, he said if you allow it early on, then you shouldn't be mad about it later on down the line. So if she got upset with you early on and you she hung up on you, but you called back, you now you like Usher, you got it bad, hang up and then you call right back. you know,
Hang up and you call right back. You
if
got
or
got it
if you
bad when you
perpetuate it.
miss the fake. Go ahead.
Right. No, I'm saying if you allow it to continue and you don't nip it in the bud the very first time, then that's not on her no more. That's on you because you
Oh,
allowed it.
you
So,
deserve what you tolerate, huh?
here's how I do my deal breakers. I will tell you you get one pass, one, uno, singular. And after I tell you, hey, that's a deal breaker for me. And once you do it again, I am done. There's not a second chance. There's not, oh, baby, please forgive me. I told you And this is how I handle it. So I'm
But
gonna tell
she's
you.
so great in other areas. I mean, everything is just wonderful. She's like she looks like you
Oh,
like. She has the she physically she's what you want. She talks to you. She rubs you. She fucks you right. I mean, everything is great. Just that when she gets her emotions get the best of her, and so
I'm not even gonna let you finish that. One of my deal breakers is abuse, and if you are abusive, that means you lack self control. So you can have all of that. And the way I explain to my deal breakers, and I explain it to them early, I say, hey, listen, the way that I handle my deal breakers is you may do it once, and we'll talk about it, and I'll tell you. But once you do it again, it's over. That's it. Or even if you don't do it, if you do it once, and I haven't told you, that's how I move. I'm gonna tell you in that instance. So I'll give you an example. My ex girlfriend and I, we had been dating for like 4 months. Never got into a disagreement, never got into an argument. Everything, it's still the butterflies. Everything is going well. She goes back to work because she was a traveling, I won't tell you a job. She goes back to work. And then we get into the disagreement. Her voice goes from here to here. I tell people that raising your voice, and I don't mean just like raising your voice like you start off down here and then you start to go here. I don't mean that. No, I mean it's fine. You're yelling. I told her as soon as she did it, I said, "Let me explain to you something about my deal breakers," and I said it in this exact same tone. I said, "Let me explain to you something to you about my deal breakers. I give you one time, no matter how amazing you are, no matter how much I love you, to do my deal breaker, and that was the once. I do not tolerate anybody yelling at me, and if you do it again, it's over." And that, like, I'm not adding no ifs, I'm not adding no ands, no buts. So if you let her hang up on you, you shouldn't have cut her off because you let her keep doing it, and you didn't tell her. Like, and I don't, we
no,
don't
no,
really.
no, no. You tell them. They say, "Okay, I'm sorry, I won't do it again." And then when they get the best of it, when the emotions get flared up, they do it again. They just forget it. They forget that they
So
promised
I
not
got
to
a
do
question for you,
that.
Chris. I got a question for you.
All
How
right,
Sure.
real
long
quick,
does it
but
take for a person?
before you go, Chris, hit the settings and mirror your camera. It's under the video settings. All right, go ahead.
Oh, I know, but I unmirrored it.
No, you need to. There you go. Keep it like that. Now it's correct. All right, go ahead, Rob.
My question is
My
do
eye.
you allow a person time to change that habit? Because sometimes it's a habit that can be broken. But if you expect them to change that habit just off of one experience with you, more than likely you might be cutting that person off a little too soon. Take 21
So
days. Take 21 days to break a habit. You're not going to have those conversations every day where you're going to have someone who's yelling at you. You might have to remind that person a couple times, hey,
no, no,
chill your tone.
I don't need to remind you that you're an adult. You already are. I don't need to remind you that you need to have your own sense of self control and control your tone of voice. I told you once. I don't. So I give you an example. There was I was dating a young lady, and she told me, don't go in my purse, blah blah blah. I think it's rude, it's disrespectful. I didn't agree with it. We had been, talking for a while, whatever the case was. She told me afterwards, and I disagreed with it. So the next,
Disagree with going in her purse?
listen. I'm making light of the situation. I disagree with her getting on me. But here's the thing. She said don't do it. Guess what I will never do again?
Yeah,
I will
that's
never
different,
do my purse
though.
again.
That's different though.
It's just simple. I
Nah, it's different.
no
Let me
no I'm just saying, but Shahi, if I yell at you and like you don't like the word nigga, right?
right, but I have a it's stages. Like I don't cut women off. I have a 3-strike rule with the word nigga. Like if a woman calls me a nigga, I let her I let the first one pass because you didn't know. You might not have known. Like
You get the first one with me, and
the
that's it.
second one is like, all right, people make mistakes. You're a human being. You forget, whatever. The third one is just like now it's on me to make a decision. Like I'm counting how much do I like you? How it's the risk, the risk analysis. Like what do I lose if I let her go. You know what I mean? Like I'm not just going, but going in someone's purse is different. That's not a
Well,
habit.
I'm making light of a situation. So let me put it in this way.
No, but his
So
point is that he never did it again. That was the message
yeah,
that he was
that's my
trying to
point.
say.
I never
Yeah,
did it again.
But Chris's argument
you
is
have a habit of going in women's purses.
No,
That's
I
my
don't.
point.
Okay.
Like you don't have a habit of going in
Okay,
someone's
so
purse.
let's do this habit. Women
Yeah, you
have
do.
a habit of over talking men, right? Some women love to over talk men, right? So I had that happen in one of my relationships. I don't allow that to happen now. I actually will stop you and say, did you not realize I was still talking? Did you not hear me speaking? You're talking over me? Like I
so here's my issue with your like your approach is your approach. It's not for me to have an issue with it. I hope you're back there because I want to talk to you directly. Your camera went
I'm
off.
still here. I gotta
Okay.
fix something.
But my thing is the thing you have an issue with is actually a thing that involves someone's emotions and someone's passion. So if they get into a conversation with you and they have a passionate point of view, I get you're not to yell at me. I don't tolerate being yelled at myself. Like that's a correct. Hey, we're not going to do the yelling thing. We're going to have a conversation. We can be passionate in the conversation, but we don't need to get to the point to where we're yelling and over talking one another. But at the same time, is you to tell someone that, and then they get inside. They're not going to be in that emotion all the time. They're not going to be in that passion all the time. So there's more likely that they're going to forget. Hey, I got to watch my tone until it's corrected a few times. So you're
That's
telling me I
fine.
corrected one time, and
That's
we're going to
fine.
get
But
into this passionate
here's
argument.
the
You're supposed to
difference,
remember.
though. Here's
That
the
ain't gonna
difference,
happen.
Rob. There's a difference for me because I and maybe I should add this in. There's a difference between yelling and raising your voice, speaking at an elevated tone. If you're passionate about a subject, you know, and you're you're voracious and you're giving a lot of energy, I'm okay with that. I can handle that. But yelling is completely different. If I say something and you got to keep talking and belittling and degrading me and your sign language and you just yelling, 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 and you hear nothing I say, and the only voice that you want to hear is yours, that's what I define as yelling. You
I
get
get you.
one time to make that mistake. You get the one pass, right, Shahid? But you don't get it again. Like if I just start going full on rage and I hear nothing, I'm cussing and screaming. You get one time to do that. After that one, that's it. I'm good on you.
I
Now,
feel you.
see, with that, I got to question you. Like for me, I'm thinking of those type of women. It's so many signs that you see that with those type of women.
Well,
So
see, I haven't had it anymore. I haven't had it in after I got since I've been divorced. Never had a woman like that.
because I'm thinking about though, I've met some of those type of women, but like it's
I
so many
have.
signs where you could just see like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you see them. You see them. Matter of fact, I won't say I never
Facts.
had them. I never entertained them for a long time.
Yeah, that gives me some clarification because there's a certain level of disrespect that's just like we can
Yeah,
have a
absolutely.
conversation, but if you get to the point to where you want to call me names or try to belittle me, and you're venting out your frustration versus having a productive conversation, we got to pause and reset this conversation because we're not going to get anywhere. We're just going to be going at each other. I may be a little more lenient than you, but I understand. I've cut people off. I've cut one of the finest women I've ever met off because as soon as she opened her mouth, I'm like, I don't want to deal with all the bullshit that's to come.
Facts.
Like first conversation.
Yes, Ms. Parker. Yelling is equated to talking at and not talking to. Absolutely. If you talk at me, I don't hear you. And I'll be honest, I as a dad, I've had a tendency to talk at my kids, and I had to retool how I talk to my children. I just had to fix it. So if I can fix me, then you should be able to fix you. And I will tell you, Shahi, I actually did have one person that you could tell that it was gonna get there. And I was just like, no, 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 no. I said, let me pull back and let me just watch a little closer, see how she moved. And like she said something reckless like in the first week. And I was like, but we just kicking it. You know what I mean? We just starting out. Maybe she don't know. And I addressed it, you know, And then like a month went by, and she like did something else reckless. I was like, yeah, nah, this is how she is. So um, you see the behavior before it actually manifests on a longer scale. Absolutely. Let me pull that next question. Where is
Oh,
Trina?
here it is.
Or you got Jackie from Los Angeles, or who you have?
No. It's the one from Trina. Hold
Okay.
on.
Yeah, that was
No,
a
no.
really good
Skip the Trina one. Skip the Trina. Go to this one from Sherelle.
one. Okay.
Because we only had three. We only had three, and two of them are from two prior weeks. The
Okay.
other one, so we'll skip Trina and Jackie because those are old. This one is from this week. So Sherelle asked, "Can men have opposite sex friends while in a relationship?" You got it. Go ahead.
No, I mean you asked it and call his girl. Can his girl? So I believe that yes, you can have strictly platonic relationships. The reason why is because you need healthy platonic relationships that you have boundaries um, with the opposite sex. You need that. I believe you need that. Um, I have women that are in my life, and even though I'm not in a relationship, I have women that are in my life that we are literally just friends, and I need to be able to talk to them so that they can help me understand the things that I don't understand about women. Now, here's the caveat. With some men, they always trying to get in your drawers. If you a woman, like a man it's easier for a man, in my opinion. But some women tell they give that male best friend too much leeway. You know, like I think I heard a girl tell me one time, me and my best friend, we sleep in the bed, we slept together. But yeah, I dated a girl that told me my best friend and I, we slept together in the bed and nothing happened. Nope, 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 nope. We're not doing that. I got drunk and he took me to bed and he put me. Not. I'm good on that. Nope, nope. That no, no, ma'am. That's a lie. Cause ain't no way you drunk, butt naked in the bed next to him, and he a straight heterosexual male, and he ain't gonna try nothing. That come on, come on. I wasn't. I was born. Matter of fact, my birthday is next week Friday. I was born 42 years ago, so not last night. Yeah, nah, that don't fly. So you just gotta set up healthy boundaries. It's possible. Just have healthy boundaries.
Y'all better go before I go.
Yeah, I mean, I think in 2000 these days it's gonna be hard to like not allow it. Um, I'm really secure, so I don't really care, but it can be an issue because it's just like when you as a woman have so many men around you, each man has his own standard. And it's gonna be hard for a woman
Absolutely.
to not gauge each man around her by the standard. So the moment you start to compare and have expectations of me based on the standards of another man, it's you cut. So I don't know. I mean, to each his own. You know what I mean? Like that's all I can really say on it. Just to each his own.
Yeah, that's big facts right there, Shaheed. Like a lot of times I feel like women will compare, their ideal standard of a man to what other men have taught them or what they see in social media or whatever, what they see, what's programmed into them basically, as opposed to things that they formulated on their own. And having a bunch of men around, like a bunch of male friends around, will definitely change your perspective of men in general because you could have all the wrong dudes around. And now you just have a negative perspective of men, and you think all men are dogs because all your male friends still have a dog mentality. Or you can have all dudes that are upper echelon, like they are cream of the crop. So now your average Joe that is perfect for you, you can't relate to him, but you're not positioned correctly in your own life to nab those top tier men. But me personally, I feel like it can be had, but the parameters have to be correct. Like for me, if I'm dating someone and you got old friends, that's all your old guy friends or whatever, you grew up with them, their acquaintances or whatever, those are your friends. Who am I to take the people who have created who you are to be out of your life unless they are someone negative? Um, I find it hard to be like, okay, well, we get together and now all of a sudden we have all these new male friends come along. That's questionable. Like these dudes have no intent to be a platonic friend, more than likely. More than likely, they trying to get some of what you got. On the male perspective, I feel like men deal with temptation all day long. It may be a little bit harder for us just to say, you know what, that's just my friend, but it is possible. I have women who are actually my friends, and we've never done anything. We have close relationships.
You
Um,
wouldn't smash if she gave you an opportunity?
there's some that I wouldn't smash if they gave me opportunity. Keyword: there are some like, and there's others that I think there's some, and honestly, there's some that I thought I wouldn't that I did. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, we cool. We've been cool since high school, and then we go to the club or whatever, and it's like, well, you know, exactly. But
Let
I
me
think
just
it's it's
real
possible. It's possible. It's just you have to be mature in who you are and be capable to keep yourself at bay and realize what's happening at any given moment.
So real quick, like just to piggyback off of what Rob said, like for me, I look at it from the male perspective of myself. I don't really have female friends, right? And the female friends that I do have that I would probably smash if they gave me an opportunity or whatever, like I might not take that opportunity, but there's someone I would smash. I don't even really hang out with. And the women that I don't want to smash, like, why do I want to? Yeah, we could talk on social media, maybe even a phone conversation, but I don't want to exhaust too much energy on you. It's like, I mean, it might sound shallow or whatever, but I don't really exhaust a lot of energy on women outside of like in a romantic sense, if that makes sense. So like, I don't have a lot of female friends.
If a man, to me, if a man is a friend with a woman and it's strictly platonic, she has a great personality. Because other than that, if you got a boring personality and you my platonic friend, you're boring. Like you can't give me any substance. So there's no need for a friendship.
Colin, what say you, sir? Can men have friends of the opposite sex?
Uh, no, we can have associates.
That's even better, actually. That's even better. I agree with that more. You have associates because friends is a more. Yeah, go ahead, Colin.
Go ahead. No, that's it. Simple.
And and I think
When I come in the picture for the lady, she can't have any guy friends. Tell them bye. I'm here now. Tell them bye.
I like the
So
associates part
Colin
That's
is
too.
a
Friends is
solid
an
no.
intimate thing for me.
Colin is a solid no. He said associates, but Collins is like, fuck that. Fuck them niggas. You got me. And then Robert, you're a maybe or you a yes or a
I,
no?
I'm a yes, just depending on the
Okay,
terms of the relationship and so forth. There's
I got you.
parameters.
So
There's
Robert
parameters.
is a yes. Chris is a yes. Uh, Shahid is a yes.
Nah,
Colin is
I'm like, if they were there, if you had friends and I chose to pursue a relationship knowing you had male friends, like I'm paying attention. And for me, I look at it like this.
you about to explain away. You a
No,
yes.
if you have I don't see men outside of myself as a threat. So
Okay,
it's
so
just
you
like
said yes.
yes,
So
I don't really
all right, no problem, no problem. Just put your lightsaber down. It's cool. You a yes. You cool.
Shan about to say if they got male friends, they fucking. That's what Shan finna say.
No, I'm not. No, that's not. That's ridiculous to believe that. I mean, but I'm curious what Wes believes. Wes, do you believe that men, you in a relationship, monogamous, committed relationship with a woman, man? Can she have male friends of the opposite sex? And can you have women friends of the, can you have women friends, Wes?
Right. So I've been down this road. Certainly haven't been a man with women friends, and the place that I've evolved to now, because I absolutely felt like these people were in my life, I should be able to maintain those relationships. Um, I do believe that the woman should be able to, I can't erase people that have been in her life and whatever that relationship is. However, what I know what I would do with my own relationships is I will no longer be accessible. And likewise, I think that the woman should no longer be accessible. We should be each other's best friend. That's not that to say that she can't have her friends that her girlfriends that she communicates with, but generally speaking, there's no need for even myself to engage with women in the way that I did prior to this relationship. Even my lifelong friends, even it's like with my boys, with some of my friends, we're like brothers, and once they've gotten married, our relationship has kind of taken a back seat to everything else in their life, and that includes our communication. The moment we see each other, it's all love, and we back to square one. But so that's where I'm at. But I would absolutely lead in that regard.
But so you saying no? You gave a long, you said no, but then you open it up with, yeah, but I'm not erasing no friend. I'm not erasing nobody. So are you a yes or no?
What I'm saying, she could keep. You can't change her friend. Her friends are her friends.
Right. And so
Communication, though, is the thing that should change.
He calls all the time. You ain't tripping, right?
All right, look, Shan
and she answers every time he calls. Right? So you ain't tripping.
Shan added new caveats to it.
So it's not.
You guys
Shan,
trying to give all this word salad and
hold on.
explain shit away. Fuck all of that. She got her home.
Hold on. It's not necessarily a caveat he's adding. These are just dynamics y'all didn't consider. So that's why that's why I squash it. Because it's just like, if I see something smoldering just a little bit, it's just like, oh, it's just a little smoke. It can turn to a fire later on. So it's just like, why even play with it, stuff it out?
Yeah,
that's how I am. So it's just like, I'm here now.
Because the person that you know and fell in love with was helped develop by this person. Now, if this person can't come to the barbecue and kick it in my face to face, that's one thing. But those people that you guys are talking about are also people who helped develop the woman that you fall in love with. So if you kick them out their life, their development.
Thank you so much for
for putting it right in the zone where I needed it to be. I got it from here.
I got it from here. Thank you.
So, Robert, did you say if you kick them out their life, their development stops? Did I hear you say that?
No, I'm saying if you kick them out their life, the development that they had up to that point, the contribution that person has is over with. They can no longer contribute.
So let me guess, Colin, you the guy when you out to dinner and a random guy comes and hugs your girl from high school. You asking who that was in the car?
So that wouldn't happen.
No. Colin saying, "Hey, buddy, come and sit down with us. I'll buy your meal. Come on."
No, Colin's not saying that. That's what y'all saying.
That's not Colin at all.
Colin ain't saying that. That's Robert. Robert inviting them to dinner.
That wouldn't happen because
you were inviting them to dinner.
My courting game is significant. My courting game is on par, so it's like I find all that out before it gets to the point of being serious. So that's why I said that wouldn't happen.
Let me circle this back to Wes. Wes, you ain't off the hook. I'm asking you. I hear what you're saying. I heard everything you said, but I'm simply saying you can't. She's been talking to him. They talk all the time. They used to hang out, but maybe they don't hang out as much because you're here. But they on the phone all the time. She steps in the house, honey, I'm home, but he on the phone.
No, that's not happening.
But wait. That's what you. So, which one is it, Wes?
No, I'm saying. So all I'm saying is she don't have to know. She if she considers him her friend, then that is what it is. He's your friend. Now he's your friend from a distance. That's what it
is. Is she answering the phone, or are you telling her, hey, you know what? I don't feel comfortable with you talking to him. You need to kind of like kick back on. Tell him to stop calling so much. Are you saying that?
He not gonna be calling. See, all of that's gonna be handled. I'm with Colin on this. All of that's gonna be handled very
okay. Well, I'm just saying because that's not how you open it up. And I'm pushing everybody. I'm organizing everybody properly on the screen here, based on the answer. I'm organizing everybody properly on the screen here. First it was the Ask a Black Man t-shirts on top, but now we got this question. And I want to put us, I got to see who I'm aligning with because I got Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan up here saying, no, I'm sorry. I got Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan going with two different answers. So that's 2 weeks in a row. It's kind of odd. You know, I don't know what's going on in the force, but it's happening. So
Rob is no longer in love, man. Him and the girl broke up. That's what happened. So now he like he's teeter tottering. That's what it
I'm not
is.
teeter-totting. My stance is always consistent. Very consistent.
got it. Listen, no, no, Sherelle. Can men have opposite sex friends? I'm with Steve Harvey. No.
That's
While in a
funny.
relationship, no. Fuck that. For what? For what? Friends? Business? See, the thing is, I'm an entrepreneur, so there's going to be a lot of female and male people, but it's usually has to do some sort of business. But in terms of just friends, that's an issue with me. And you won't see me having a whole bunch of women friends, talking to them and confiding in them and communicating and telling them how my
Right.
day went and talking to them about movies and telling them about the new Matrix movie that just came out and going over the scenes. I'm not talking to her about what Meagan Good just did. I'm talking to you about all of those things. If you my woman, you're supposed to be my sanctuary. And so I'm coming to you to have those kind of conversations. If I see that you having those conversations with another man, that's going to be an issue. I know women will have that issue. I asked women one time, I did a survey. I was like, listen, fellas. No, I asked women, I said, would you be more upset if your man had sex with another woman or if he went on a cruise with another woman and you never went on a cruise with him yet? All the women was like, you can fuck her, but don't go on that cruise. Because going on the cruise means that you got their mind. See, friends sometimes have some people's minds. And unfortunately, ladies, because you guys operate from the planet Venus and you guys do so much through your emotions, that friendship shit, that emotions will have your panties down at your ankles. Those emotions will cause you to do something that you ain't got no business doing. So I don't even want to put the temptation in front of you. See, there's temptation. Tyler Perry wrote a movie about this. Temptations.
So she can't have a male best friend, is what you saying?
Since she can't have a Shan. And now, oh,
That
that's so
part.
controlling. You're so controlling. How what kind of guy you're so how are you gonna tell somebody that they can't easy? If you want a Shannon, and that's just the deal. I mean, this is just the way it is. And it's nothing, you don't have to have a Shan.
So
But
it's only y'all two and nobody else. Y'all don't have no couple friends, no
yes,
nothing.
yes, we can have a couple friends. We can have a couple
But
friends. This
she better
is
not
right
talk
here.
to the man side of the couple
Yeah,
friends. She got to
because
talk to the.
him and his wife is coming over to have dinner. We're going, we going on a couple trip. We all four of us is going going skiing
Carnival
Yeah, nah,
Cruises.
in Aspen. You know what I'm saying? But this one dude, maybe he's married and I don't know his wife, and he's talking to my girl. The fuck that look like? Talk to your wife. Why are you talking to my wife? The fuck you talk? What kind of conversation are y'all having that we ain't all having at dinner? We can all go to. Why don't you two come over and sit down? Oh, well, he's not with anybody. He's single. Oh, you really don't need to be fucking talking to him. So maybe I'm a little harsh, but that's just the way it
See,
is.
A
I'm not
little,
with all of that
a
couple
little.
shit either, to be honest.
You not with what?
Double dating
I
and couple
honestly think
trips and
that
shit, couples
couples is.
trips.
I think that's more dangerous, honestly. But I mean,
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah, that
nah,
shit
I've
is.
done that. That's fine. I
nah.
got friends. I still I've done that before.
I mean,
I've
it's
done that before. I've
anytime.
traveled with partners and his wife, and they were in their hotel room down the hall, and we was in ours, and then we went out and had fun and shit. And that it can be. It depends, you know what I'm saying. But that it's more dangerous having a neighbor that's sexy across the street than that. But the reality is, based on Sherelle's question, can men have opposite sex friends while in a relationship? That is a powder keg waiting to explode. And there's too many examples, and everybody thinks that they're strong enough to do that until next thing you know, you bent over backwards while your wife is bent over backwards while you at work.
So Shan, I'm only have to just I have a friend that I've known for 38 years now.
Mm-hmm.
She's been married almost 10 years. Now, mind you, her husband still hate me for something I did when we was like 19,
There
But
you
that
have
ain't
it.
got nothing to do with who I am today.
Yeah,
That's
like-
because you ain't had the opportunity to do it.
That's different, Chris.
That's because you haven't had the opportunity to do it, Chris. But if
But,
you had the
I still
opportunity,
talk to her.
yeah, talking to her and opportunities is different. See,
Yes,
the thing is,
But I
even
would
with
never. I would
Robert,
also never cross the line, though.
yeah,
so
but
say
she in
you
violation.
today.
You said what?
I feel like she's in violation. If her husband hates you and she's still talking to you, she in violation.
Why? Oh, okay.
What you mean why, bro?
Let's dig into that. Listen, I've known this person since she was 4.
Okay.
I'm her friend first. Who
Yeah,
cares?
Because
you also
we
fucked her
do
when you
not
were
care.
17.
15 years
You
later,
did
at 19,
something
you
at
crossed the line.
19. Yeah, you did something at 19 for her husband not like.
You fucked her. He fucked her.
No,
That's what he did.
that's not. No, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened because I never knew the story until she told me.
Whatever. She sucked your dick. You gave her head. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Nothing like that. So the story is, I was her. Matter of fact, her parents still call me son. You feel me? So
That's a problem.
That don't
Huh?
mean
Problem.
I mean, I
He
grew
said
up.
that like I was supposed to
We
be
lived
better,
that.
huh?
We grew up together.
But what I'm saying is,
Well, no, get to the violation. Get to the violation.
if her husband
So-
feels a way about you and she's still continuing
Rocking with me?
she in violation.
I mean,
That's
I get
why,
that.
That's why
I
Meagan
get that,
Good is
but
getting divorced.
But here's the thing: the violation was not something that I did something like super disrespectful that you can't get past.
It don't matter.
It don't
She's
matter.
cheating.
It
She's
don't
cheating
matter.
on her husband.
Exactly.
That is
Wow.
cheating. She is cheating on her husband, and you're cheating with her.
And it's on
You
YouTube. And it's on
whore.
YouTube.
We are. You said you whore. You so.
Now, for me, like Chris, if that was truly your friend, you would let her honor her.
You would dip.
Whatever her situation is with her husband, you would let her honor that.
But you don't give a
But
fuck
she's
because
not truly your
you've
friend
known her
because
since she
you
was
would do it
4,
again.
and you guys are 38 years in the game, so you're like, fuck your husband. You my friend. That's what you basically saying.
What you say?
We are gonna have to delete this episode. Y'all know that, right?
Right. So Chris,
Shout out to Mr. Awesome. Mr. Awesome said they can be friends if they won't smash. If they were the last people on Earth, I know I wouldn't smash my guy friends if we were the last people on Earth. Litmus test. Salute, fellas.
Husband gonna see this episode and be like, "You still talking to that nigga?"
Facts. He gonna say that. So listen, let me tell y'all what happened real quick. So I was 19. I had just finished like my first year at Morehouse, right? So of course I'm excited. I go over to her house to go see her mom, her dad, back when her mom was alive, and to go see the family. So she get the call to come pick him up from work. And she was like, "Hey, do you want to go with me?" So I sit in the front. So we go to pick him up, and I'm thinking like, "Yo, just get in the back." I didn't know who he was. I didn't know this was her boyfriend. She was like, "I just gotta go pick somebody up from work." So Buddy was like mad. He was 38 hot that I didn't get out the front, and I flexed on him a little bit. I ain't getting out. This been my friend since I was, this is my A1 from day one. So I flexed on him a little bit.
But
so he mad about that.
But that's whatever. That's whatever. But that she don't know how to establish proper boundaries. Like that's
I called her Buddy.
You don't know how to respect her man. That's what it is.
Yeah, like that's all that is. Like she got years. She got years in the game of disrespect.
If she gave you a shot, what would you do?
Nope, never. I'm good on that. I'm good.
Yeah, but he don't know
You're
that.
already violating. You might as well smash.
Golly, Shaheed, that's crazy. No,
you might
no,
fuck.
Hold on, Miss Parker. I promise you, this is just my friend. Yeah, I call her Buddy. No, CAP. No. No, real talk. That's definitely still my friend. I mean, now I know that she disrespected her husband. I always encourage her to do right. But at the same time,
you can't encourage her to do right.
Hold on.
The only
Wait, Jen. Jen, can we go to the next question so we can get Chris off this tree with the noose around it?
That's the only one.
You gotta
We
listen
about,
to the.
we about to put a bow on it and wrap it up, man.
Yeah, you
Let's
gotta
go to
go
the next
back and
question so we
listen.
can get Chris off this tree with the noose around it.
Ain't
Nigga
nobody
hanging
keeping
himself.
secrets.
He is digging his own grave and hanging himself. Talking about I encourage her
And
to
he
always
digging
do right.
hers at the same time.
Yeah.
You said what, Wes?
And you digging hers at the same time.
Hey, hey.
Yeah, man. Listen, fellas, I get it. I get like, you can't erase somebody's homies. That's the person's day one. From a guy, since this is Ask a Black Man anything, and from a male standpoint, men know men, and we know see, another thing is take this into consideration. The women that I fall for, the women that I date, they're physically, everybody want fuck. Everybody want fuck. I already know it. I already know that they look at them sexually because they're fine. So I got to take that into consideration. And so now that you with somebody that everybody wants to smash. She got homies. You got a bad one that's great mentally, and she's smart, and she's all these wonderful things, and she's fine. And she got a friend. The fuck you got a friend for? Now, part of that, the way that sounds is like, oh, Shan, you insecure. See, that's where Shaheed comes in. Say Shaheed is solid with himself. I get it. It's not so much about me. See, this is the part that I used to think when I used to be a little pompous. When I was, okay, let me do this. When I was Shaheed age, I said the same shit. 20 years ago, I was like, oh man, I'm solid with me. What the fuck? You gonna cheat on this? You gonna fuck all of this up? You ain't that stupid. People are that stupid. They are that. I've discovered 20 years later, damn, people are that stupid. People will risk it all. They will risk it and you would be like, why did you do that? And they can't even answer. Like, I have no fucking idea. People make bad mistakes, women in particular, because they don't use mathematics like 1 + 1. They use this weird math where 1 + 1 = 6. It doesn't add up. And a lot of it is because they make emotional decisions, and those emotional decisions sometimes has their panties off.
I don't know, man. I think if a person is gonna cheat, they're gonna do it anyway. I used to live in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I was with somebody when I was out there. Every time I come to California, she would get insecure. You going back to California? You got all your people out there. You're gonna be out there dealing with people. She would get insecure about me coming to Cali. I'm like, if I'm gonna cheat, I don't have to go to California and cheat. I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. There's plenty of white women that ain't seen nobody like me. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of opportunity to cheat wherever you're gonna cheat at. So having someone who has a friend to me, does not suggest that they are more likely to end up sleeping with somebody. They gonna cheat regardless. It may hurt more because you feel like that's supposed to be your friend. You ain't supposed to cheat with him. But if that person is going to cheat, they gonna cheat. It don't matter where they at. It don't matter who their friends are. If that's in them, that's what's gonna happen.
Nah,
So you believe everybody that has murdered somebody is capable of just murder naturally. You believe that people that have gotten high or taken drugs and became strung out on something, well, they were always prone to that anyway. That was just part of their character. It's not that they were encouraged or they made a mistake. It's not that, he snapped and killed somebody out of a they didn't black out or do something. You're saying that they always had a propensity to be violent anyway.
Man, I believe that circumstances arrive everywhere. I almost got in a fight over fucking Chick-fil-A chicken, dog. Like maybe about 3 months ago.
No, so
Over
say for
fucking
instance
Chick-fil-A
but say for instance that Chick-fil-A fight would have gone to fisticuffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, you're not gonna say, what the fuck was I doing fighting over chicken?
Yeah,
You're gonna
definitely.
say, should we say, nah, that nigga Robert, he the kind of nigga that'll fight over chicken anyway. That's just him.
No, but I'm saying like what I'm saying is that scenario, whether or not because I see what you're saying. You're like, well, if you're putting yourself in a scenario where it's more likely to happen, it's more likely to
Shit
happen.
happens. Yeah, I'm
But
saying basically shit happens, and it sometimes it's completely antithetical to your nature, but because the way the human psyche works, sometimes, especially with dopamine hits, and sometimes in the way our decision making operates, we'll do stuff that is completely not us. and ruin something that we know we shouldn't be even playing with based on the circumstance that we were put in. And so what happens is, don't remove the circumstance and you're safe. But I think what you're saying is, the circumstance or not, if that's in you, that's in you, and it's going to happen.
What I'm saying is circumstance is always going to be there. So we can remove a person, we can remove the friendship, but circumstance is always going to be there. They can go to Walmart and somebody just happened to have the gift of gab, and they can talk somebody out their panties. That dopamine's still going to kick in. They still look good. They wearing their gray sweats. They look good. They a bald dude with nice beard and all that. It's right up her alley what she wants. That dopamine's still going to kick in. That opportunity and that circumstance is still going to be there. And that's not even going to be the friend. That's going to be somebody.
And I meant to say oxytocin, but go ahead.
Yeah, hormones. They all going to kick in.
Yeah.
They all going to kick in no matter what. The circumstances will arise anyway. And if that person has it in them, the familiarity with a friend, I get the familiarity, that fucking word, may also play a factor into it. But if the circumstances arise, they still have the opportunity, whether or not it's a friend or somebody they ran into the same day. We all know somebody who had that same scenario. Him and his woman had they piff or whatever, and then right away somebody came and hit her up, and she went and did what she had to do, did what she wanted to do. Maybe it's out of her character, maybe it's not, but but at the end of the day, it wasn't somebody that was like, oh, that's a friend. No, this was somebody she just met.
Now, so, I agree to an extent with what Shannon's saying, because on the flip side, like I don't want no women friends, especially if they got a man. Like I tell women all the time, like, stay the fuck away from me if you got a man, because I will fuck you. And it's like because I don't have, especially if I don't know the dude and I don't like have a certain level of respect for him. I mean, not at this age. I'm going on 34 years old, but at, when I was younger, it's just like, yo, I don't have to respect that man. You do. So stay the fuck from around me, because I'm not moving in a space where I'm thinking about your man. And I know the type of energy that I possess. You will have your pennies around your ankles. So it's just like, stay the fuck from around me. So I get it 100%.
Saeed, can I challenge that really quick?
Go ahead. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, I was just saying, go ahead.
Hey, Colin said, you know I'm going.
I know he was playing.
All right, go ahead.
The reason I just want to think about this scenario, because I thought about this maybe like 2 weeks ago, because we're in this whole manosphere and things like that of how dudes are being done wrong. Like, so it's at an all-time high by women. So, I mean, not all women, but I mean, the whole dynamic. That's like the topic and everything on Clubhouse, all these podcasts, things like that. So I thought about this 2 weeks ago. It's just like, if you're presented with an opportunity where it's like a woman is coming at you and she has a man, as a man, do you check that woman instead of taking the opportunity and say, yeah, it's easier to just take advantage of that situation and just lay with her? But then it's just like, it's harder to check her and say, you don't need to be stepping out. You got a whole ass man at home. Why are you doing it? It's kind of like you are checking her. Literally, because you're thinking about the man, because it's just like you're putting yourself in his shoes. It's just like, if this was my woman that was stepping out on me, of course you don't want her stepping out with no other dude, but if he was there to check her, it's just a way of correcting that attitude also, where it's just like, dang, I had a chance to step out, but a man correcting me is like, hey, you shouldn't be stepping out on your man. It's just like, then she goes back home and it's just like, baby, I'm sorry, whatever it might be. She might not even mention it, but.
No, I get that 100%. When I was younger and immature, I used to like think of excuses on why it was okay. Like I used to think like, well, maybe he's abusing her and I'm her escape. And maybe I used to make every excuse under the sun why it was okay for me to do it, because I'm just as responsible in that situation. If I knowingly engage with a woman knowing she has a man, I feel responsible for that. And it's funny because that's haunted me for years, to where that would affect me pursuing relationships where I didn't really want to commit to women because of the shit I was doing with other men's women, where I was like, that karma is going to come back. And I know me as a man, us as men, we not emotionally built for that. knowing that another man has conquered our woman. So that for me has like shaped, not now, because like I said, I'm mature, and at today going on 34, I will step in like, nah, you got a man. Because especially now, niggas is killing people for the they women. So
That's
like
different.
I
That's back
think
in Bible days.
And the
no,
reason go ahead, Shai. Go ahead.
I think back like it was bad for me when I was younger in my mid-20s. I think back like at 33 today, like your dumbass was in that man's home. He could have came into his home and blew your fucking head off and would have been right. You know what I mean? So like now, I definitely I get what you're saying 100%. I don't move in that space.
Because the main thing that stuck out to me in your statement was I didn't have to respect that dude, and I think that's what we should do as men: respect other dudes. Because if we do that, that's a way of stopping that kind of behavior. Also, there's many things that can be done to stop what's going on in the black community, but that could be one of the things that stops them. It's just like if men are literally kicking their women back, like, you need to go back to your old boyfriend, you need to go back to your husband. Why are you over here talking to me? You need to. It's just a way of holding them accountable. Also, it could be reversed the other way. It could be reversed the other sex also.
I definitely move in a different space now to where like I even look back and kind of, I mean, I won't say I regret it because like every decision I made when I was younger has shaped me into the man I am today. But like I used to really think that shit was cool, like to conquer another man's woman. That shit used to be like, I used to get off on that. But now it's just like, I definitely, if I could go back in time, I would definitely not move in that space no more.
I know people that had that same mentality where they don't even want to sleep with a woman if she's not already with somebody else. And to me, that's far out. There was a comment though that Miss Parker Back to the Basics said. She said, if opportunity controls your loyalty, then you wasn't loyal to begin with. And that's my whole basic thing. Like, because they have the opportunity to sleep with their friend, if that's what created their if their friend is what creates the opportunity for them to be disloyal, then they already wasn't disloyal. You take that away, they still gonna be disloyal. Either way, it's the character of who you are. Temptation always gonna be there. Y'all know temptation is always gonna be there. It's a matter of who you are.
All right.
What we got next? That was a good conversation.
Well, we only got 12 minutes left till we end, or we can bring in a question, or we could just table it to next week. It's up to y'all.
I'm for tabling it.
Really, actually, I'll take that back. Right now, we're supposed to be in the segment where we either let somebody come up and put one of us in the hot seat, or we ask a question from the chat. So no, we don't have any time for any more Ask a Black. We're out of the AABMA segment. Now we're into a hot seat. If nobody comes up with a hot seat question that wants to ask one of us a question and put one of us in the hot seat, then we can ask a question from the chat.
Whichever is the quickest ending, I'm gonna vote for that one.
Well, since nobody's cammed up, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys have, I never dropped the damn link. Hold on 1 second. Here, I'm gonna drop the link. That's the link. If you'd like to come up and ask one of us a question and put us in the hot seat, I just put the link in the chat. So come on up. Other than that, if you guys have a question from the chat and you want us to do a quick speed round on answering your question, hit us in the chat, and then Chris will pick one, and then we'll go from there.
One question, not 17. If you pop up. Hey, the link is in the comments, my good friend. Snuggles.
We'll work this out a little better. We're going to get our timing together, you guys. We're working on our timing because we can talk.
Go ahead. Do you have it in front of you where you can announce the segments the way it's going to flow from here on out?
Yes, we actually do. We just went a little long with
Let's announce it to the audience
around my neck.
Let's announce it to
we should do that. We should have like a time. You're like, okay, well, it's such time, so here's what we're doing. Because if we're going to, but you know what? It'll be better. We're probably not doing it because we're still on the 6:15 start time. So on, the first Thursday of the new year is where we start at 7:00, and we're going to end at 9:00, which is Pacific Standard. So we'll be like, okay, cool. Well, guys, it's 8:30, and so let's go into our hot seat. And okay, guys, it's 8:45. Let's do our ask a question from the chat, and then we'll do it like that. But it'll be easier to do once we start at the top of the hour and end at the top of the hour 2 hours later.
Somebody in the comments giving interracial dating advice.
Sure are. Sure is. The question that I saw, now I gotta go back and find it. I think it's to you, Shan. Why haven't we gone to lunch yet?
What?
That was from hold on. Back to the basics.
Okay.
Back to the basics, Miss Parker. Miss Parker.
She
You
been
know
shooting
why, Miss Parker?
Hi, Miss Parker.
She been
We
shooting
gonna let me.
I'm surprised y'all picked it up. She been shooting that Shan the whole show.
Man, I pay attention. Shan say nobody paying attention to her, but that's Shan. That's Shan. She calls Shan Zaddy and everything.
I saw that. I saw that.
That's because that's what everybody calls me. That's because I wear a T-shirt that says Zaddy. So that ain't nothing special. Miss Parker ain't checking for me. Y'all be acting like people be checking for old man Shan.
She talk about lunch.
Ain't
right
nobody
now.
checking for old man Shan. Everybody wants Wes.
No, you know what, Miss Parker? Look up Shan's address and go make him a meal, and he'll let you drive his car. And if you run out of gas, he'll come and save you.
He ain't saving you.
He'll come save you.
He's saving his car.
That's fine. He gonna still come save you. No, baby, take my
Look,
Cadillac back to the
here's another thing. So even still, like, let me be clear. I don't have women friends. I don't have women. See, women be wanting to be friends. And I'm like, yo, we could go out with this one. Women be wanting to have friends. I'm not friends with women. I'm not friends. I'm single. I am single. I am available. And we ain't going to lunch to just chop it up. I ain't going to lunch just so we can talk.
Shan said we gotta go to dinner after 8 o'clock, so you know what it is.
You know, you talk about dating with a purpose. I go to lunch with a purpose. So I'm just
yeah, I don't even do lunch. Lunch is like friend stuff. I'm like, nah, we can go to dinner. I don't do coffee.
See, I'm saying, and Miss Parker's a cutie. She's a cutie. So, you know, if she looking to just be the homie.
We got the super chat. We got a super chat from Mr. Awesome.
Oh, that's my man. He always blessing us. What did he say this time?
Shan got the no game. That's exactly what it is.
I just want to say that my dyslexia had kicked in. Miss Parker said, pause, what happened to the JB? Clearly, I thought that said BJ contribution. I mean, I just thought my dyslexia kicked in. And
all right, man. Let's do outros, man.
Wait. Let me on that note. Hold on. We got something in the chat that's real interesting. Real interesting. I don't know if we should deal with it, but
what was it?
It's Mr. Awesome's dialogue with Natasha Greenberg, and this is interesting.
Wes, I want you to do your outro, sir, since you didn't get a chance to introduce yourself.
All right, I'm sorry. It's
real Say goodbye to the people, Wes. And thank you, Wes, for having on your shirt today.
You say what?
Thank you for having on your shirt today.
Did y'all read that though?
Yeah, I did. Chris shut me down, but yeah.
The relationship failed because of father of toxic masculinity was I prefer white men.
Come on back, Natasha, next week.
That's a divester. She's divested.
I say peace and blessings to Natasha.
But no. But Leo, but Mr. Awesome asked her if she's ever had therapy to, like basically what's the issue with you picking toxic people, And she said, and have you had therapy for it? Something to that effect. And she said, white men don't have that problem.
So here's what she actually is saying. I've never looked at myself as the problem. It's always somebody else. That's
Man,
what that says.
let her be great. She wouldn't found her a white savior. Let her be great.
She said, I'm the common denominator in all of my bad relationships, but it's always them, not me. Let that sit in.
Hey,
Anyway,
man,
Wes,
close.
let go, man.
Wes
Sit with that
Stewart,
one.
Artistic IQ on all social media. Gentlemen, it's been a delight.
Damn, I hate that we hanging up. I wanted to deep dive into that.
I'm
It's a
saying
good.
though, I'm like, yo,
I know, but we as a group.
come back next week, Natasha.
Yeah.
Camera
Chris is
out.
sticking to the script.
She here every week.
Chris,
I
Chris
got
is
30,
sticking.
I got 30 minutes. I got 30 minutes if we want to do that.
Chris is
What
sticking.
is she gonna come up or what?
No. Because
Listen,
I don't want to give it undue justice on time. I want to be able to like let it marinate, let it sit in, let us deal with it the way it should be dealt with. And I mean, she'll be here next week because she's here every week. So I mean, well, I think this is the first time seeing Greenberg. But Natasha, DM us on Instagram. Ask a black man anything so we can invite you back up next week. Send you the link directly. Colin,
I'm gonna start with the fact that she's been with countless brothers.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like,
Well, Colin Hardiman, episode 21, another great show, fellas. Appreciated tonight's dialogue. So looking forward to next week. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Got new things coming for the new year, but everyone have a safe travels and have a great Merry Christmas.
so, man, she said
Happy Kwanzaa.
everyone has failed. Hey, man, it's your favorite black cowboy. Always a pleasure, fellas. This was a really good night. See y'all next week. Kind of want to jump into that, but
hey, we can
That's burning him up. That's burning up Shaheed. He's like, oh
I'm
hell
saying
no.
that can be the topic for next week, bro. Because I'm like, okay.
yeah, that
Barbara
was
Meyer, Bakersfield, California. Happy holidays, happy New Year's to y'all. We be back before New Year's one time, right?
one time.
Yep. So happy holidays, happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy all of that. Can't wait till next year. I'm excited. I got some big things happening next year that I can't wait to announce. But for now, I'm gonna pass it over to Mr. West.
Wes already said goodbye.
Oh, well then.
Shan.
Been around that block.
Shan.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us with another episode 21. We've done this 21 times. We have 21 episodes on our YouTube channel. That's dope. We anticipate adding another 52 in the year 2022, and that's of just this show. We're going to be adding more shows in addition to this show on our channel. If I can convince some of these brothers to branch off and do specific shows just for them, I want Chris to do dating advice shows. I want Shaheed to do mental health shows. I want Colin to talk about his events that he do. I want shows about that. I like him to go live at some of his events. If I can convince them to do that. Wes is a film director and photographer in Los Angeles. I want to jump on some of Wes's shows live. If we could just convince these brothers to do that, that'd be really, really amazing.
Can I do
But I'm just throwing
mud
it out
wrestling
there.
shows?
Yeah, I'd love to see the mud wrestling shows on Tuesday nights. Tuesday night mud wrestling. Ooh, that'd be hot. Other than that, you guys, I appreciate you guys joining us. Please, everybody, follow the Ask a Black Man Anything. We are very, very close. We are very, very close to reaching our goal of 1,000 subscribers. We're very, very close to reaching our goal of 1,000 subscribers. And if you are watching this show from anywhere other than the Ask a Black Man Anything YouTube channel, please run over there and subscribe there. We're broadcasting to various locations, including my personal channel, Shannon Rawls. But on the first of the year, we're only going to broadcast at Ask a Black Man Anything. It won't be on Shannon's channel anymore. It won't be on Facebook anymore. It won't be on Twitter or Twitch. We'll be stopping broadcasting from there, and we're going to concentrate all of our efforts at our Ask a Black Man Anything YouTube channel. So next week is probably the last time that you'll ever see this anywhere else other than youtube.com/Ask a Black Man Anything. So please subscribe to us over there. Throw us a like on the video too. We appreciate that. It helps. It truly, truly helps. And I'll see you guys next week. Chris?
I am Natasha, please send me a DM.
Man, you gotta put
Instagram,
that
so that we can bring you back next week. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure. I want to be able to talk to you because the way that things are lighting up over there, it is definitely a hot topic, and I want to hear. I'm here for all of it. I do want to know, Shan, can we change that dark brown to a different color just out of curiosity? For our names?
It's only because
it coordinates.
The chocolate goes with the logo, but yeah, we can change it to anything.
No, I'm just teasing. Anyway, I'm in Atlanta. My birthday is next week, Friday. So if y'all want to send me some money, just go to Instagram, _Chris Davis. If you want to take me out, just send me, on a virtual. I just, we can get on Zoom. You take me out and just, we'll do it. Anyways, it's been a great night, man. It's I'm still hung off the noose, man. It's been good. You guys gave me some perspective that I definitely need to take a look at, and I can appreciate that. I am, as always, I am honored that you guys are here with us, listening, chatting, talking. And I'm also honored that you guys have stuck around to see this vision come to fruition. And as Shan said, we are literally a rock's throw away from where we want to be with our show. And I can only imagine that we are going up from there. So again, Chris Davis in Atlanta by way of Buffalo, New York. I'm an author. If you want to pay me to coach you, I guess I got to come up with a curriculum. But no, I talk about dating a lot because that's my space and that's just what I've been learning for the last 4 years. With that being said, I'm not going to keep talking because I'm tired. I'm on the East Coast and my eyes getting heavy, and we're not going to go to the midnight voice. Anyways, Mr. Producer, take us out.
Every now and then, I got to fry some eggs. Every night. Take it away, Wes.
Natasha came on Ask a Black Man and say she's not a white man.
George Bush don't like white people.
Natasha came on Ask a Black Man and talk about white man.
And to say, and it's their fault.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's, I get it. I get where people divest, and women are like, you know what? I'm done with black men, and some black men are like, man, I'm done with black women. I get it. I get where people divest. Wes, and women. I'm gonna mute you, Wes. You always got how are you the producer and film director? You always got the most technical difficulty.
That is a really good question.
But why throw it in? Why shit on others? Like, men are like, no, man, black
man,
women.
I don't know what's going on.
Why shit on them? Like, so, if you just want to bounce out, just bounce out. but you ain't got to turn around and say, you know, well, this the problem that they have, blah blah blah, and me being a black woman and blah 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 blah. But I love the white guy. I love my white men. The white
That's
men,
a-
I don't have the problem.
That's a sign of not yet having dealt with the hurt that was caused. Like you ain't dealt with that. So now you need to talk bad about it and put somebody else down because of how you were done. It might be valid, but you ain't dealt with that person. You ain't went and did that work. So now you want to talk bad about somebody's hate on a whole section.
And if you're doing it to try to help, then I get it, because you know because black men do it too. You know, oh man, these sisters out here so fucked up, man. You know, fuck that shit. So that's why I got me a Mexican, man. The Mexicans is like this, but that's only because these sisters are so fucked. They had the video that Mediocre Tutorial Reviews did. It showed about this brother that went to Thailand. He didn't shit on nobody else. All he did was talk about how amazing the woman that he was with is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what was dope. It's like all he did was say, look, man, this is what she's doing. This is what she does for me. It's so wonderful. This is what this woman does for me. It's so great. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right?
And that's
not know,
respectable.
you know what? All y'all motherfuckers are so fucked up. Y'all get on my. So it's like you ain't got. If you gonna bounce out, just bounce out quietly. You ain't gotta shit on everybody.
But the thing is, you shit on everybody and turn around and say that this whole section of men don't have issues as if they don't have issues.
Yeah. Oh well. It is what it is. It is what it is. I hope everybody's gonna have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas on Saturday.
Just upgraded all my kids to iPhone 13, man. That gets into me.
You know what?
Thank you, brother.
Somebody told me that the iPhone 13 camera is amazing. And I was like, dog, how can it get much better?
They
It
about
can't
to have
get
better
much better.
phones than me, man.
It cannot get much better. But they said it is actually way better.